You'll be like, Sean, why are you going live on YouTube? What are you talking about today? Do you see Duke in the commercials and Yori's reaction? No. Stud Buds dust you in a race? Who's that? For YouTube audience, their son neglected. Listen, okay? It takes effort to go live on YouTube. And it's not always worth it. WNBA streamer ladies. Oh, then probably if they play in the WNBA, yeah, they'll dust me. Like, that's just the case. Oh, my phone. You'll have big Oreos in the chat. Stop. They're literally pro athletes. Yeah. Angel Reese would embarrass Sean. Yes. Yes, she would. Right. I think probably there's a lot more streamers who could beat me in basketball because I just have not played basketball in what is like a decade. Right. Even though I played for like 8 years of my life, I wasn't any good. But high jump, long jump, let me tell you. You're black? Yeah, which means I'm passable, right? And I'm tall. So like I can lay the ball up and it'll be fine. A certain doctor would be disappointed. He's gonna be mad when I can't flow either. Just kidding. I can flow. That's right. If you're just getting here, I have a song out, a second song called Run the Streets. It's on my SoundCloud. You should go watch it. And listen to it because it's a good song, in my opinion. Completed already, or is it a different song? No, this is the song we were talking about yesterday. Song we were working on yesterday. Yes. Are you on Bandcamp? What's Bandcamp? It sounds like an old school music thing. I think I remember hearing about it before. I can be on Bandcamp. Bandcamp. Log in. Bro, what is this website? Why is it so freaking old? Sign up. Yada yada, I don't care. Wait, pricing. Artist counts are free. Oh, okay. Sign up. Bro, let me sign up with Google. What is this in 2025 that doesn't let me sign up with Google? You know what I mean? Genre. Next. Done. Add a track. Track name. Bandcamp is so dope. She did what EA did to it. Wait, EA owns Bandcamp? That's so funny. Track price? 0. Right? It should be free, right? Epic Games owns Bandcamp? You're dropping a Bandcamp for real? Sure, why not? Add audio. I don't lose anything. How do I add artwork? Add artwork. Image is too small. Hmm. Fourteen by 14. Create. EOB kilos in my back. Take Amtrak down south and she fly back. My connect hat ponytail time back. I taught all these lists. Where's my prize at? I love POV. That song is stuck in my head so much. Bro, when he says I can't wait. I don't remember what the lyrics are. Something about content creating. I was like, yes, that speaks to me. Um, what pricing performs the best? What is that? I don't know. What does pricing mean? Should it not be free? Can it not be free? I guess it's the free, right? I don't necessarily care to charge money for it. They can? Okay. Public. Um, okay. I think that's it, right? Save draft. Publish. View track. Okay. Should I add the other one too? Add. Track. Price. 0. Upload. Still too small. I knew I should have made 2,000 pixels. Okay. Upload. Give you said image size. It's fine. To the point 5, then check a box allowing people to listen multiple times. Well, so you pay 50%, like 50 cents, and then you listen to it multiple times. Good enough. Save draft. Publish. Oh, I need to add an audio. That would probably help. Projects. In the streets. Publish. What did Kick do? We'll get to Kick in a second. But apparently chat wanted me to get on freaking Bandcamp. So I'm on Bandcamp, that's right. SeanTheBlack.bandcamp.com. There's 2 songs right now. So you're gonna kick out listening to a French streamer talking about someone dying. Yes, that's what we're gonna talk about today. But I didn't want to do that to point it out there. I'm on SoundCloud and I'm on Bandcamp and Spotify soon. Whenever they approve me. So look out for that. But yeah. To be B-list soon for sure. You got the Bandcamp link. My goal is to be top 50 streamers who make songs. Anyway, it's time to talk about what we're actually here to talk about. And that is sorry, I was scrolling on Twitter again. This tweet that I made yesterday that has 26,000 likes. But you may be like, what did Kick do? Sean, please tell me, what did Kick do? Just look at this tweet. French Kick streamers killed a guy live after abusing him physically and mentally for months. Did I read that right? And I was corrected that it was actually years. Since 2023, French Kick streamers physically and mentally abused a man to the point of his death happening live on stream. That they called their friend. Now, I'm obviously not going to show you any of the videos of the abuse, but there is this thread that I want to go through. Like he died live, chat. He went into cardiac arrest live on stream during a streaming marathon on Kick because they were forcing him to stream. Right? So physically and mentally are not even like the only forms of abuse that were happening here. They were also monetarily abusing him, right? They were using his dependency for money, right? As a way to coerce him into staying in a situation that was just abusive. Like, it's criminal. So I'm not going to show the videos because it's very hard to say what is a TOS and allowed to show and not to show. Right? Number one, and number two, it is literally like a snuff film, essentially. Like, you're watching, I will describe to you what happens in some of these videos, right? But I'm not going to show them to you. The freaking, what is it called? The thread is here if you want to see it. I think the videos should still exist, right? Because they need to be evidence in courts to convict these people, right? But I'm not going to show it on this stream, right? And also, a lot of French people are actually also saying this. Thank you for covering this. I'm merely a voice here. I've gotten a lot of support from like the French speaking stream community and content creator community, because apparently this is not getting a lot of play, and a lot of people were defending the perpetrators of this violence, being like, you guys are so mean. Why are you guys being mean? That these are his friends and the friends are feeling his death too. Like, these are not his friends. Are you serious? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? So I wanna talk about this so that people are not like, you know, letting these people get away with torturing a man to death essentially on a live streaming platform. Right? For years. It's Kick was around in 2022. So like almost since Kick's inception, were these people allowed to act, right? Encouraged to act on the front page of Kick sometimes, right? Like committing crimes. So I'm going to go through this thread. I'm going to describe to you some things that are happening in these videos. Threat, trigger warning for psychological torture, humiliation. The streamer, Jean Pormanov, I don't want to mess his name up, is currently hospitalized in critical condition after 10 days of live streaming while being tortured. I see a lot of messages supporting his torturers. I am forced to respond to them. And this was a message that was supporting the insane like friends that they called themselves for this streamer. For now, we don't know if JP will survive at the time I'm posting this. This was posted yesterday. He has since passed from like what was been reported in different French outlets, right? So they did not just hospitalize him. They essentially, I don't want to say they murdered him, but they definitely had a contributing hand in leading to his death, right? Manslaughter. I don't know what the legal term or definition would be. That's what the court's to figure out. But I want to make it sure. I want to describe to you exactly what's happening here because I'm not showing the videos. They did not like physically like kill him on stream, right? But the torture that they were putting this man through for 3 years culminated into him having, you know, going into cardiac arrest in his sleep. For sure. 100%. So I'm just going to describe to you some of the things that were going on here. But it seems essential for me to show what he endured for years in silence of the entire media sphere, except for a local article or one from Mediapart, unfortunately too few. Since 2023, JP has been subject to this kind of treatment almost daily by his saviors. It's constant blows under the laughter of his tormentors, under the applause of the community that has built itself on this macabre spectacle, right? And so this video is just this guy and his this guy who's supposedly his friend, just straight up just beating on him. He has boxing gloves on and he's just straight beating on him, like on camera, right? On camera. Why? Why do you think these people are insane, right? It's content, right? This is like, if you've seen the movie Nerve a little bit, it's like that, but like worse, right? It's what can you do when people are just giving you money to up the ante of your tactics. So this is the tame stuff, by the way. This is the tame stuff. Right? You know the average viewer count for this? They were pulling in $50,000 for their marathon streams. Here, I'll get into this as well. They were one of the top kick channel because they were on the front page as is shown in right, as shown in the thread. We'll get to it later, right? But they were oh, here. This has this actually has some of the thing. I don't want to like skip through this so you can actually see the escalation of violence here. This is what it says. Why there's so much footage? Because it's happened for years. Initially on Twitch, and then on the biggest French kick channel with 190,000 followers, topped with 20,000 viewers. The most unhinged, the more unhinged they grew, the more money they made. Donations encouraged bullying, a vicious cycle. Right? So when Kick arose as a platform to be like, hey, this is the you can do anything platform, right? It's the you can do anything platform. That's what's gonna happen. Kick's French X account used to promote their streams nonstop and even made fun of him. The official Kick account. I'll take an opportunity to quote with a few examples, but they really milked his buzz to the bone with all due respect. Kick was not only complicit, they were active participants in this happening. Active participants in this abuse. So yeah, this video is them just beating up on this guy as he's like screaming for them to stop. And they're just laughing. Right? They're just laughing. And here, I'll skip to this timestamp just so you can see. They end up grabbing the chair and all the other people just join in. Right? All the other people just join in just straight beating him up. Right? Holding him in this chair as they laugh at this guy just keeps punching him in the stomach, in the arms, in the head. It's so gross. The videos I will share throughout this thread are difficult to watch, but it's essential to me to do so to make sure you understand the level of violence accessible through the platform like TikTok or YouTube, which are mostly watched by children. Yes. So like, that's the other side of it, is that it is on Kick, but Twitch is the only platform that banned them. TikTok allowed the clips to go. YouTube allowed the clips to stay. Right? The only platform they were banned on was Twitch. And Kick obviously facilitated this insanity. One can notably see clips like this one posted by their community, where JP is systemically seen as being hit by Safine and Owen, the two people he nonetheless considered friends. Right? And this is a video on TikTok of him just like being harassed and accosted and screaming like at these people that you know he thought were his friends. Before continuing, you're probably wondering why JP kept enduring this kept enduring this treatment constantly without having left years ago. One word: control. Naruto, whose real first name is Owen, and Safine, his friend, became friends with JP a few years ago. JP was streaming alone in his mother's house at 40 years old, living off of welfare and a meager income from his streams. Owen noticed him because he was starting to get known for constantly raging at the same game during his live streams. But he really broke through after starting to appear in TK78. His name is not Naruto. That's his like screen name, right? That's like his Twitch or his kick name, or you know what I mean, his online name. His real name's Owen though. From then on, JP began constantly. Sorry, I'm gonna pause that because it was playing underneath it. From then on, JP began to be constantly humiliated, but within certain limits. Since living with his parents, he had no particular constraints, and he could leave whenever he wanted. The problem arose when TK78 had his affair revealed. I'm not entirely sure what TK78 is. I looked it up, but I got like a Turkish flight number. So if somebody has more information on that, we can take a look at that as well. From then on, Owen convinced JP to join him in IRL streaming with his friend Safine. That's when the physical abuse began, little by little, with new levels of violence every month. This video, you heard him screaming when I unpaused it for a second, right? Is him being literally shot at with a paintball gun. You see this on him, that's paint. They are shooting him directly with paintball guns as he's screaming. That was him screaming. Yes, he's literally screaming because they are shooting him directly with paintball guns. Right? The guy is right. They're dancing. They're dancing as he's screaming. And they're shooting him with paintball guns. From like what, like 10 feet away? TK78 is a streamer. Thank you. Is JP the perpetrator or the victim? What is the victim's name? The victim's name is JP. Again, I don't want to mess his name up because I don't want to disrespect him. Jean Pormanov is his name. JP is the victim. The perpetrators are Safine and Owen. Please tell me these people are in jail right now? No, we'll get to that later. What can be noticed is that the constant what can be noticed is that consent was had never existed in these live streams. We see JP being hit, strangled, shot at with paintballs, drowned. This clip is interesting because we can see JP tries as much as possible to never fight back. I don't remember what clip this was. Oh, okay. This is one of the most insane clips out there, right? One of the most insane clips. And I'm just gonna show you a still from this. That is them holding down JP as this guy is literally squeezing his neck. They're playing this game to them, which is how far can we go strangling him before he dies? That's what they're doing here now. They are literally strangling him for content. As this guy is holding him down, and this guy is just like watching. Like, it's absolute insanity. Right? And then it goes as far as, right? He gets a better leverage position to continue to hold him while he's strangling him before he eventually gets thrown off. And people watch this. So many people watch this. Yes. They were being promoted by the French Kick Twitter channel or Twitter page because they were one of the largest channels on Kick. Right? And it gets worse than this. When I said the limits were always being pushed further, I was particularly referring to the act of trying to strangle him for as long as possible, holding him down to ensure that he doesn't escape. Despite the cries of distress, his friends continue. Right? This one is worse, right? Because he's a mess because they have been torturing him essentially. If you just look at it, look at the way he looks here. This guy is smiling as he's holding him, choking him out. Right? As this guy is just watching from afar, and this guy tries to shove things in his mouth. So when he opens his mouth to try to gasp for air, this guy is shoving things in his mouth to get him to close his mouth. I'm not even joking. That's what he's doing here. This guy is choking him out, and as he tries to open up his mouth to gasp for air, he just shoves something in there. That is what's happening in this stream. And that is what's happening on Kick. That's what he's doing here. He's being choked, and he's just trying to shove something in his mouth. And was Kick promoting these guys? Yeah, I think we saw this. And this actually it was more of this. They were being heavily promoted by Kick's official channels. That the JP attributed to all the mistreatment he endured live for years should perhaps shed light on the inaction of Kick. Not even just inaction. They were engaging with it in the harassment. Which never lifted a finger despite reports, probably too busy tweeting about its good times. Yeah. Again, do you notice how the way, I just want you to point out, right? I'm gonna make this large for this just instance. I want you to look at the way that these three people look versus the way that he looks. What are they doing to him? I mean, we know what they're doing to him, but is that not crazy? It's literal torture. It is literal torture. Are they doing blackface to him? No, that's just part of the harassment. That may be I don't know, freaking soot, right? It may be paint from paintballs, right? This could be his scalp here from potentially ripping his hair out, right? There is paint on him from paintballs and stuff. I think above they said 3 hairs. Did I miss that part? It's more down. Okay, then we'll get to that part. And it continues on for years now, creating increasingly perverse torture games for their young community that feeds this violence. They mentioned it in a non-literal way though. Listen, I can't read French. Okay. So I don't know if they're saying that they ripped his hair out or what this means. If you can read this, you can translate this. Right? Oh, this is even crazy. This is because I didn't show you this part as well. They're literally holding his nose. As one person is choking him, the other person is holding his nose so he cannot breathe, by the way. I just want to describe this as accurately as possible. But I think you should still, if you are able to, I think you should still watch the videos so that you know what they are doing to him. It just says they beat the choking record by just a tiny bit. Thank you. By 3 hertz means it's close to minutes, 8 seconds. I'm French. Okay. Thank you, chatters, for the context. But yeah, I saw you posted about this last night. I couldn't even bring myself to look at the thread. It's so terrible. It's insane. And it continues on and on for years now, creating a increasingly pervasive torture games for their young audience that feeds their violence. You can okay. I'll just sorry. I was just watching it. It made my stomach drop a little bit. In the video where he's covered in, so they do rip out his facial hairs. By the way, okay. Thank you for the context. Here, I'm gonna show you this. I'm not gonna play these freaking videos because it's insane. Yeah, I'm French. If you need more translations in the videos, let me know. Thank you, chatter. I'll look out for your messages. If you want to tell me what this one says too, I would appreciate that. Just so I can give chat the most information possible. But yeah, I'm gonna cut to this timestamp because I want you to see this. Right? He puts his arms around his neck and then wraps his legs around his neck as well to keep his arms there, to keep new record of thyroid more than 2 minutes. To keep him there, and it gets worse. Later on in the video, you can see his legs literally flailing and kicking because he's trying to breathe. Who considers this content? That's the problem. A lot of people consider this content. They mean new record of thyroid strangulation, by the way. I assume when he says new record of thyroid. Yeah. This is what's being promoted by the Kick platform. Canadian chatters coming in clutch. Well, there's some actual French chatters in here, which I also appreciate. Is this Red Room shit? Yes. This is Red Room shit happening on a very public live stream that Mr. Beast is promoting, by the way. This shit is on the front page of the website. So when you see, and this is what I said in my tweet as well, right? Everybody got mad at me when I said about kicking Mr. Beast, but holy shit, what a god-awful scourge of a platform. When Mr. Beast is directing his child audience here, right? That's what he's promoting. When Mr. Beast does this, that is what he's promoting. Right? When Ethan Klein, right, goes to stream on Kick, that's what he's promoting. When XQC goes to stream on Kick, that's what he's promoting. This is what we've been saying since Kick's inception. This is what a bunch of large streamers, right? And like, I could start naming names too. When Charlie was talking about like, oh yeah, no, Kick is actually going to be good. We need competition for Twitch. And when we were saying back then, right, when Charlie and Austin were getting into it, saying the platform is going to lead to some insane shit being normalized, and they were like, no, it won't. You have no evidence. You have no proof of this. This is the shit that they're normalizing, right? When you saw streamers who were bringing in Kick streamers as if it was a normal, regular platform, when you saw streamers who were talking about Kick as if it was just an alternative to Twitch, that is the shit that they're normalizing. It's almost like we called this shit when the platform was created. When you create a platform that is based on just you can do anything, it would obviously lead to things like this happening. Where's it at? And being promoted on the platform. But people were so worried about being seen as like fuddy-duddies and being seen as like standing against progress that they were blinded by the numbers that Kick was throwing out. They were blinded by the bots that Kick was paying for to this happening on the platform. We always heard, oh, it's not Kick, it's just the users. Oh, when there were pedophiles creating child pornography on the platform, creating CSAM on the platform, oh, it's not Kick, it's these bad actors. We have people literally creating revenge porn on the platform. Oh, it's not Kick, it's just these bad actors. When Steak Eddie is donating money to these streamers when they're doing these things, oh, it's not Kick, it's just the bad actors on the platform. And you have Kick French account promoting these streamers who are torturing somebody live to death. This guy is dead now. He died on a marathon live stream in no small part due to his friends. And we're still treated as though that Kick is a valid alternative to Twitch. It's so insane. It's so insane that it needed to escalate to this point. To this point right now. Because we said it. We said it. We said it. You could literally find a VOD of me a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, saying, what will it take? Will somebody need to die? Before people start taking this platform seriously. I don't know if that covers it, but his friends moved him in the same building as the studio on screen to keep under his influence 24/7. It does cover it. There's a clip, I don't have a link unfortunately, where Naruto, one of the guys says to JP, if you die, it's not our fault, it's your shitty health. I 100% believe you, right? If somebody can find a clip of that, I want to show that just for added context. But like, yeah, that makes sense. These guys are shitty people. They are bad people. They like, and it is insane it had to go this far in the first place. This is the same tweet I have up. Yeah, this is the same tweet I have up. And you know what? I'll get to this thread as well, but I want to get through this thread first because I want you to see the entirety of what we're talking about, and then we'll get to like the reactions of people and how it's being reacted to. And hopefully, like legitimately, I pray that this gets the EU involved to take Kick down. It is a platform that has been a scourge on this earth for far too long. For far too long. I hope this takes Kick down. It's been instance after instance after instance of absolutely the most horrific behavior happening on a platform that's being marketed towards children. It needs to go. It needed to go 2 years ago. Genuinely. And yes. And Twitch needs to ban the fuckers who came from there too. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They should not be allowed to launder and wash their reputation by going to a platform that allowed this shit to happen. Because it's not like they didn't know. It's not like they didn't know that this platform sucked. This platform was being exposed for the creation of CSAM over a year ago. Promoting child gambling over a year ago. And we're talking about rehabilitating these fuckers' images? We're talking about washing Aiden Ross? We're talking about Aiden Ross, talking about how Kick is the better platform than Twitch and how it's so great? 3 days ago? When they killed somebody? Like yesterday? And then we're talking about just allowing him back on the platform? Are we insane? And now they get to pretend like, oh no, we didn't know, we had no idea. Aiden Ross is close enough to text Eddie Steak to get his friends unbanned. Right? But completely everybody was unaware, except for the Kick French team, that a front page streamer with 20,000 viewers on this platform was torturing somebody and killed him. A few weeks ago, Naruto asked JP to say live that if he died on air, it was solely due to his lifestyle.
À moins qu'il se fasse caméra là maintenant, que si demain il meurt en plein live, c'est dû à son état de santé de merde, pas.
Non.
Comme ça, non.
Rien du tout.
Comme ça, non.
Je fais rien du tout.
Comme ça, non. Regarde la caméra, dis. Imagine demain, je te dis n'importe quoi. On est en plein live, boum, tu t'énerves, tu te mets à crier.
In this clip, you can see they ask him over and over and he doesn't want to do it.
Et bim, tu fais l'arrêt cardiaque.
C'est pas grave. Du moment que
See, look at the camera. Oh my.
Quand là, ils vont voir que tu m'as porté secours ou qui m'a porté.
Non, mais c'est pas, ça marche pas comme
Non,
ça.
mais imagine, ça arrive au moment. Vas-y.
Les gens,
les
gens, ils vont s'en prendre à nous.
In the clip, JP says no, absolutely not. Other guy say it.
Alors que c'est dû à tes 46 ans de vie minable.
How did he die? We'll get to that in a second. Because he died of a cardiac arrest on a marathon live stream. We'll get to the exact circumstances of it in a second.
Non, à moins que.
Sorry, I missed it. No, you're good. I just want to make sure you have all of the context of like the insane shit they were doing to him before we get to how it got to this point, right? Because they've already tried washing their hands of it, right? And there was a tweet that had 17,000 likes, being like, everybody's being so mean to Owen and the team, but they were his friends, right? How dare you all yell at him? They lost a friend too. 17,000 likes. And I want to make it very clear that these were not his friends. They're not. These are insane lunatics that found a man that they can monetarily hold numbers over their head to take advantage of him. They basically trafficked him, yes, essentially. They coerced him, they manipulated him, they removed him from any support system that he had, essentially, right? And they used money and notoriety as a way to keep him in this situation. As the thread gets into. Because they knew what would happen eventually. And what you don't see is the hordes of followers harassing French streamers who are talking about the case, saying the guy was consenting. I know. I actually do see a little bit of that. Not all of it, obviously, but I did see a little bit of that as well. His captors were keeping him in a building against his consent and eroded his mind until he wouldn't fight back, being their torture victim. Yeah. Minister is better than those only declared about the numbers on the screen, depraved and dystopian. I know. It's so gross. It's so insanely gross. The thing is, even if he's consenting, this is a crime. Like he can't consent, right? When they controlled so much of his life, there's no world. Like I know what you're saying, Chatter, but there's no world where consent. He can consent because he has no choice. Right, it's coercion. You can't consent under a coercive, oppressive force. Like if a cop grabs your hand and forces you to sign a paper, that's not legally binding. He can't consent here. He can't go anywhere. Who feeds these constant humiliations? Owen, who has been running everything from the start. He knows he must constantly up the ante to satisfy their young viewers who always demand more. This is Owen, by the way, the guy who's telling him to apologize. Which I don't know, what is this video? I can't even remember what each of these videos are. Oh, they're okay. They just have him on the ground in a chokehold. That's just it. And this guy just keeps kicking him for some reason. And then he finally gets up. And then they all just like sit back down and be like, okay, good job, everybody. That's it. You can't consent to being tortured. That's not how that works. Yeah. This will lead JP to have several moments of complete breakdowns where his nerves give out. But he is aware that he can do nothing because if he responds with violence, the blows will be harder and he's not physically capable of responding to them. Yeah. In a second clip, JP says that these guys replaced his heart medication with sugar. Are you joking? Okay, well that comes a little bit later. That's like 2 tweets down. We're gonna get to that in a second. We're gonna get to that in a second. We're gonna. Yeah, so these are just videos of him like mentally breaking down because these people are insane. And you know, I'm gonna show you this for a second because I want you to notice something. That logo that's plastered on the background as advertising. It's not like Kick didn't know. It's not like Kick didn't know. Proud sponsor. They were tweeting about it constantly. They were well aware. Well aware. Well aware. How many times did the Kick mods see this, get reported, and did nothing? Probably a lot. Plenty. Because this is being talked about now. Well, this was talked in the English-speaking space. As a Twitter post would call the Anglosphere. But like there were French Kick streamers who were talking about this before he was murdered. Kick banned them temporarily when they were investigated by the police in January, then reestablished the channel, and now immediately after the guy died, they banned him again, so there's no proof. Yeah. But like, good luck telling that to the courts. I'm sorry. Good luck telling that to the courts. And there's enough of what's already been catalyzed that's like, or cataloged, right? That they're cooked, right? The question question is not whether or not these guys go to jail. From what I see, in my opinion, the question is instead does Kick get shut down from this? Whether it's joining a series, someone should have died on stream. Yeah, 100%. They were murdered. I was apprehensive using the term murdered before. He was 100% murdered by people that he considered his friends. A 100%. Live on stream. And for good reason. What keeps him there is this state of mental and physical fragility accumulated initially from a life of profound loneliness. He reveals he never had a relationship or real friends before Owen and Safine. The latter does not hesitate to remind him of that. Right? I don't think there's any. Okay, there's no abuse happening here. So I'll play this one and I'll let chat translate the important bits.
Ta vie, c'est la défaite. On a fait 6 mois, allez, 4-5 mois à Malte. T'es sorti 18 jours d'affilée, frérot. 50 jours d'affilée.
J'ai inventé un chiffre.
Ouais, pourquoi
Un nombre et tout, 18 jours. Hein.
T'es sorti 17 jours d'affilée. T'as même pas ne stress. Tes lèvres, elles ont même pas effleuré les lèvres d'une autre meuf. T'as dépensé mais des milliers d'euros. Frérot, tous les soirs.
I can't say what I think about this person. I can't say what I think about this person. I can't say what I think about this person. I will be banned on all platforms if I say what I think about this person. Genuinely, anything that I said about any other person on this stream, take that and then double it and then triple it and apply that to this person. I hope he gets what he deserves. Genuinely, I genuinely hope he gets what he deserves. That's what I have to say. That's what I have to say. Disgusting, bro.
Tous les soirs, tu prenais des danseuses.
Non, pas tous les soirs.
Pas tous les soirs. Quand à ma période à moi, quand il était pas là, voilà, tous les soirs. Tous les soirs, t'en prenais une et carrément une fois, t'en as pris 3. 300 balles. Quand tu vois les fils de pute. Non, pas
en même temps, ça là, c'était.
Frérot, t'as pas galoche une seule meuf. Ça veut dire que tu sors en boîte, tu bois un peu, il y a plein de meufs autour de toi. T'as les couilles bleues, tu peux pas en toucher une. Tu payes pour.
I gathered that much. I gathered that much. Let's just say that these demons go to jail. Well, the people in there know this story. Say he's paying strippers every day. You don't go to clubs. You don't even fuck. Says he's paying strippers every day.
Pour que des danseuses elles dansent sur toi, tu peux même pas les toucher.
So we can obviously add verbally abusing to this list of abuse that he's subjected this person to. Physical, mental, emotional, monetary, verbal. Like you cannot craft a so clear-cut example of just evil, like demonic shit than like this happening here. When people talk about like where does social media go, how does it manifest itself in the words of the human psyche, this is what they talk about. It's Andrew Tate rhetoric. It's worse. How long did this go? 3 years. 2 years. Two years. Got banned on Twitch and they moved over to Kick. They were on Kick for 2 years. Newspaper talked about it, but nothing was done. So I've been on Kick for 2 to 3 years and Kick did nothing. Apparently Kick banned them temporarily in January when there was actually like an inquiry going on, an investigation, and they just came back and it ended up murdering him. It is precisely this point where it is essential. Why does JP stay despite enduring all of this? Because Owen is constantly hammers into him that they are his only true friends who pulled him out of loneliness and incidentally out of poverty, which JP representing a huge gain for them. And this is what the chat wanted to show me. As soon as they realized how much this macabre spectacle could bring in, they convinced him that without them, without the salary tied to the stream, JP would never have a wife or a child. All of this justified by a rhetoric of masculinistic personal development. And so, French chatter, if you want to listen and give me the translation of this, please.
Moi, je te le dis texto, de toute façon, devant la caméra. Oublie. Regarde-moi dans les yeux, je te parle. Oublie. Regarde, tu peux te le dire direct. Hein. Oublie le fait de trouver une meuf. Oublie le fait de te marier. Oublie, genre, le seul pourcent de chance que tu avais d'avoir des enfants, oublie-le. Et puis, Et puis, au lieu de remettre ça sur la faute, soit des gens, soit de nous, soit de ça, remets seulement la faute sur le fait que t'es un immense fils de pute
Ouais, bien sûr.
qui n'est pas prêt à faire d'efforts pour soi-même.
Mhm.
D'accord? Bon, que tu fasses pas d'efforts pour toi-même, déjà c'est très grave, mais si en plus maintenant t'en fais pas
Forget finding a woman, forget getting married, having kids.
pour l'amour, pour ton rêve, t'es un immense trou du cul. Voilà, moi je te le dis.
Forget you will find a wife, you won't have kids, it's your fault, you're a son of a bitch. That's
Faut que tu changes. Ça te tuerait vraiment. Genre là, si maintenant,
I'll tell you straight, forget about getting a girl, forget about getting married. Forget about some chance you had of having a kid, you're a son of a whore that doesn't improve himself.
là maintenant, c'est simple les gars.
The son of a bitch is way more violent in French than it is in English, by the way. How many French chatters do we have in here? He says, would it kill you, man? French speaking. A lot. All of them, I guess. It's said more aggressively. I can imagine that it's yeah. Like son of a whore. Just straight it's straight derogatory. I'm French, sorry, French Canadian. You don't have to apologize for being French. Not today. Not today. Cause I do appreciate you being here and giving extra context. So if not physically abusing him, they're verbally and mentally putting him down, yes. JP therefore had to keep enduring. Oh, sorry. The point of this is that they hammer into him that like he can't go anywhere. They did the Manipulator 101 playbook originally, which is they isolated him away from any family that he did have, right? And they said, "We are your friends. You owe us for being your friends. You must allow yourself to be abused, like for us to keep being your friends." That's what you have here. You know? He's telling him that he's telling him would that kill you to be better yourself or at least get a wife? If you don't, you're an asshole. How does a person do this to another person? What happened to empathy and humanity? Doesn't exist, especially not on Kick. Especially not on Kick. JP therefore had to keep enduring over and over in the hopes that with his salary, 6,000 euros per month, he could achieve that life goal. Except that having never had so much money before, he just spent the entire amount each month on all kinds of entertainment. And I don't know if I want to show these because I don't want to show the abuse itself. But I don't know. Can we let me see. Boss, can we link this along with the trigger warning? Can we link the thread as well, just so people have it? And if they so choose, they can see the abuse for themselves. But just you take my word for like what has been going on. You know. The Kyrie 78, the guys kind of started the whole thing, made an instant. Oh, that's TK 78, right? The guy who had an affair. Okay. Okay. That makes sense. I finally put a piece of the puzzle in. The guy kind of started this whole thing, made an Instagram message saying JB should be ashamed to die on his birthday. It's crazy. The Kyrie is a pedophile? I mean, he's on Kick, so that's not insanely surprising, but...
Oh, on a une thyroïde. On a 50 euros. Attends, j'en ai pas vu pour t'aider.
Sorry, that was loud. It just started playing on its own. That you were getting broken into for a second? For real? No, sorry. That was it. Just started playing the video on its own. I hate Twitter sometimes, all the time. Hold on. At least for this, I can at least see. What this says directly. I decided to delete all of my birthday stories to pay tribute to my old friend JP. Are you leaving me too? Aren't you ashamed to leave like that on my birthday? On my birthday? Aren't you ashamed to leave like that on my birthday? How many of you will be let me go like this? Sorry, this is Google Translate's bad. You will be engraved in my memory forever. He's making light of his death. What a gross person. How many of you will leave me like this? Okay, thank you. How many of you will leave me like this? I translated it. Oh, see, I wish I wish I would have just read your translation as well. I said delete all my stories, paying respect to my old friend JP. You too leave me like this. Don't you have the shame to leave me during my birthday? How many of you will leave me like this? You will be in my memory forever. It's so gross, bro. So let's continue. His situation made him a prisoner. Either he continued to be tortured every day alongside the only friends he had, with a salary that allowed him to maintain his lavish lifestyle, or he returned to live with his mother, knowing he would no longer have any income. Right? That's coercion, chat. It's textbook coercion. It is the Manipulator Playbook 101. Manipulator Playbook 101. Except that sometimes he broke down, and Owen constant manipulation wasn't enough, so they changed his method to be more coercive to keep him captive. Right? So they did like live gaming gaming streams, like chained together. A JP decides to abandon the live chain together. I assume that's what that says.
On va jouer là maintenant.
Tu verras que je m'en bats les couilles du jeu de la clope.
Yes? Multilingual.
Il a pas le choix. Il a pas le choix. Il a pas le choix.
Went to leave, of course, he wants to be
Même
changed.
ta communauté.
I mean, Kai did a similar thing with I think Speed, right? Where they actually they played chained together while being chained together. Like that was the thing that they are doing here. Should never chain people again. I'm with you on that one. I'm with you on that one. But I think JP like left that because he's like, I don't want to be here anymore.
Il a pas le choix.
La communauté?
Rouek couché.
He doesn't have a choice, saying he has to play.
Ah, mais c'est pas moi.
In that clip, the guy calls his cousin, who's the illegal landlord of JP, and tells him to throw him out and change a lot because he left the room. Are you serious?
Which,
I knew about the apartment situation. I'll get that in a second, but that's insane. That's very okay. Like I was saying that there was more like implicit coercion there, but he's literally saying, if you don't play this game, I will lock you out of your apartment and you have to go somewhere else. For context, TK78's girlfriend or ex, who was 16 when they started dating and being 33 years old, died of an OD last spring. That's why he said, you too, disgusting stuff. That's so gross.
Tu le gardes. Interdiction, sacrilège. T'as pas le droit de le retirer. Non, t'as pas le droit de le retirer. Tu bouges pas. La tête de homme, tu bouges pas. La tête de homme, tu vas au bout.
But they're trying to force him in to play because they need him for content. They instantly made him homeless, and keep in mind his mother, who is his only backup plan, lives on the other side of France.
Une meuf, la tête de homme, tu le mets. Oui.
You don't have the right to take it off. You're not allowed to take it off. You have to go all the way. all my life you're not moving out of here. It's so gross. Every video is so gross. And it's important. I hate to keep bringing this up, but it's important to remind you that it's content like this that is promoted by Kick. It is content like this that is promoted and egged on by the Kick live streaming platform. The official Kick France Twitter page promotes content like this.
Pour une meuf, c'est pour une meuf, c'est pour une meuf, ne change pas de sujet. C'est pour une meuf, c'est pour une meuf. Enlève ta main, enlève ta main, enlève ta main, enlève ta main, je te dis, enlève ta main. C'est pour une meuf, enlève ta main. Je sais très bien que c'est pour une meuf, je sais très bien que c'est pour une meuf. On a parlé d'Akira, enlève ta main.
Bon, bah, quand on aurait fini,
It's for a girl.
Prends ça.
So now they're manipulating him using his want for a relationship by being like, oh, if you do this, you'll get a girl, you know? He's doing the equivalent of like, oh, girls would love it if you do this, right? I'm sure you get a girlfriend if you actually went all the way through. To also further manipulate him. Unless I'm misunderstanding what he's saying here.
Allez-y, force.
Oui, regarde, t'inquiète pas, tu verras. Regarde comme ça. Laisse-le partir.
But he isn't married? No, JP's not married. JP doesn't have a wife or he wants a wife. He wants a relationship. That's his entire thing. Not his entire thing, but that's like part of the reason why he stays. Right? It's because they're saying you have no prospects in life. We're your only friends. You've never kissed a girl. You've never been with a girl. You only hire strippers. You've never had a relationship. And now he's using that in this moment to be like, if you want a girlfriend, you have to stay. Right? If you want to get a wife eventually, you have to play this game. To further manipulate him. He's saying, move your hand, move your hand.
Ah, mais regarde, laisse-le. Mais là, regarde
Done
là.
without us type shit, yeah.
Là, regarde ce que tu vas faire. Tu montes dans la voiture, tu vas chez toi, tu prends les clés,
Ouais.
tu prends tes affaires, tu fermes les clés, tu vas donner les clés à mon oncle de l'appartement.
And I assume here he's saying to, I'm interpreting his freaking hand signs. He's saying, like, change the locks. You know, lock the door. Don't let him back in. Lock his shit away. Let him go home, give your keys to your mom.
Laisse-le. Mais là, regarde là. Là, regarde ce que tu vas
Hello, I'm here, I can speak French. Hello, French-speaking chatters. You are on translation duty for the rest of us.
faire. Tu montes dans la voiture.
Have they been arrested yet? Someone in chat said that they have been arrested. So I think so, but we'll get to that part at the end of the thread. You get in the car, you go to the apartment and take your shit and give your keys to my uncle.
Chez toi, tu prends les clés,
Ouais.
tu prends tes affaires, tu fermes les clés,
Ouais.
tu vas donner les clés à mon oncle de l'appartement. Et tu te
T'inquiète pas.
casses maintenant. Allez, pour une
T'inquiète
meuf,
pas.
va une quitte ta mère, toi, ta
Ok,
meuf.
ok. Il n'y a pas de problème, t'inquiète. Ouais, t'inquiète. Oui, mais t'inquiète pas, mais t'inquiète pas. T'inquiète pas. Allez. T'inquiète pas.
Ouais.
Non, mais t'inquiète.
Laisse-le.
Ah,
Laisse-le.
Il a
Your mom.
C'est bon, je m'en occupe. Tu veux récupérer l'appartement?
He's saying leave it. It's just so gross.
Elle est là, la joue.
Allez, là, je vous.
Voilà.
I'm not showing the abuse. I can't. I don't know why I stopped watching the videos on my second monitor. I can't. I don't want to see the abuse again. I've seen a lot of it already. I couldn't understand it, but I've seen a lot of it. Like them just like throwing him around like a rag doll and stuff. Like this is a video that I skipped past here. Like here they're like spinning him around and throwing him down on the bed like a rag doll and stuff. I don't want to. I don't want to see it anymore. I think you should see it just to know what happens, but I don't want to like make content out of it or anything like that. It makes me mad. It makes me very mad actually. You know how he passed away? A cardiac arrest is what I think the initial reporting is. But the chatter said somewhere that there was one video where they said that they replaced his sugar medicate or his like heart medication with sugar. I don't know if we already saw that or not. It's the next video. Oh, okay. Then we'll just continue. We'll continue. The worst was when Owen wanted to amass more and more money with his marathon projects, making sure, as you can see in several clips, to chain JP up for hundreds of hours until he completed a challenge. A live stream like this lasted over a week with systemic beatings, humiliations, and sleep deprivation, earning more than 50,000 euros in donations alone. In addition to the salary from the Kick platform, which has always endorsed their content, pushing JP to the limits. Normalization is the French article that came up in January of 2025. Yeah, this is the article that was referenced in this thread as well, which we'll take a look at if I can get past the paywall. First video is him breaking down, crying, saying, "I can't deal with these beatings."
Voilà, niquer ta mère, va te faire enculer. J'en ai marre de me faire traiter chaque fois. J'en ai marre, va niquer tes morts. Voilà, va niquer tes morts. C'est pas vous savez que le traiter. Ouais, ta mère la pute. Ouais, ton père le rat de fils de pute. Ouais, JP, va te faire enculer.
Do you want a PDF? I have a subs news site. If you can. Chatter. I'd appreciate that. So it's nasty. Props to you for showing me this depravity. Kick needs to be immediately blocked and destroyed. This is just nasty, disgusting, and infuriating. Yeah, it's so gross. It's so gross. It's so gross. And there's a legion of pedos and he's just laughing it up, and there's someone seriously broken. He's saying, "I can't deal with these insults. My mom, this, my dad, JB, your mom."
Ouais, JP, je t'en chien. J'en ai marre. Voilà, j'en ai marre. Allez.
I think we get the gist of it. I can't deal with this. I can't deal with this. He's obviously not happy about the situation. Like I think we understand that from this clip. I can't watch more of this. I don't want to get to this part as well, because like this is the video the chat wanted me to see.
Décolle, tu veux tricher? Tu veux tricher? T'as vu comme t'as triché, t'as le pute?
T'as pas le droit, vas-y,
J'arrête le jeu.
J'arrête le jeu.
Ah, je joue le jeu. On me met des cartes, je fais rien. Ta gueule, je te dis, putain, j'ai des médicaments.
JP, I got meds to take. Other guy, there's a red thing in your meds. JP screaming. Those were sugar candies, you motherfucker. Other guy said, "I do not give a fuck." That's crazy.
Je te dis, prends le bonbon.
Non,
J'ai des médicaments à prendre. Je vais pas prendre d'autres médicaments. Il y a un putain de truc rouge sur ton truc de médicaments de merde. Mais putain, mais c'est des bonbons à sucre. S'il te plaît. Je m'en bats les couilles. Ok? Je m'en bats les couilles.
Koudou, tu l'as mangé, ça a quel goût?
Je m'en bats les couilles. Et arrête de me taper, fils de putain. Arrête de me taper. Tu m'as tasé pour rien, ta mère la pute. J'ai des médicaments. Tu m'as tasé pour rien. T'as agi sur le putain de cœur. Alors maintenant, arrête. Qu'est-ce qu'il nous fait le mec de...
T'as pas le droit, arrête.
So they replaced his heart medication, or just medication. I don't know if it says heart specifically. A chatter said heart medication. They replaced his medication with candies, bro. Like, what are we talking about? Why are there no types of laws against posting this type of content like this where audience members are children? Children witnessing content like this can have a long-term mental and emotional effect since kids are developing these systems. Oh, see, chatter, that's the funny thing, is that there are laws. There are laws that dictate this. It's called anti-torture laws. You can't torture people. That's illegal. Which means you can't make content of the torture that is, by extension, also illegal. They were breaking the law. It's not that there aren't laws about this, that laws weren't being enforced here. He specifies their meds for his heart multiple times. Thank you, chatter. I appreciate your specification. So they replaced his heart medication with candies And he died of cardiac arrest in his sleep. I don't know if that's coincidental. I don't. It's not what they say. JP says he has medications to take. He can't mix whatever his guys gives him. He says that's just candy. It's just weird. Well, that's a different that is a different translation that I've heard from the other chatter. Play it again, low volume. Yeah, I'll play it again while I open up this. Sorry.
Décolle, tu veux tricher? Tu veux tricher? T'as vu comme t'as triché, sale pute?
T'as pas le droit, vas-y,
J'arrête le jeu.
Joue le jeu.
J'arrête le jeu, putain. Ah, je joue le jeu. On me met des cartes, je fais rien. Ta gueule, je te dis, putain. J'ai des médicaments. Je te dis, prends le bonbon.
Non,
J'ai des médicaments à prendre. Je vais pas prendre d'autres médicaments. Il y a un putain de truc rouge sur ton truc de médicaments de merde. Mais ta mère, c'est des bonbons à sucre. S'il te plaît. Je m'en bats les couilles. Je m'en bats les couilles. Ok? Je m'en bats les couilles.
Couteau, tu l'as mangé, ça a quel goût?
Je m'en bats les couilles. Et arrête de me taper, fils de putain. Arrête de me taper. Tu m'as tasé pour rien, ta mère la pute. J'ai des médicaments. Tu m'as tasé pour rien. J'ai agi sur le putain de cœur. Alors maintenant, arrête. Qu'est-ce qu'il nous fait le mec de...
T'as pas le droit, arrête.
Décolle. Tu veux tricher? Tu veux tricher? T'as vu comme t'as...
He said, I won't take other medicine. This is candy. I don't care. So he's saying, okay, so he's saying I need to take my medicine. And they're just like, just take these instead. And he's like, I'm not taking whatever that is. They're like, it's just candy. The guy Owen tells him to take candy. JP thinks his pills. There's a red dot on it. Translating via chat is hit or miss. I don't speak French. When I translate to Spanish, it's hard to make... every area in Mexico has a dialect that is different than Spaniard Spanish. Yeah, I just want to get the vibe, right? He's messing with somebody's meds content. That's at the very least, that's what they're doing, right? Right. At the very least, that's what they're doing. But it's insane regardless, right? Basically, he's fed up with the situation. And he says he has medication to take, and the other guy said they don't give a shit to try to get him to stay. That's the point. Main point slash vibe. Yeah. Yeah, he says he's not taking his medicine. Yeah, so that's the right. That's the overarching point. Not necessarily that they didn't switch his medication specifically, but like they flagrantly don't care about his heart medication and will push him to keep streaming without taking his heart medication. Right? That's sort of the overarching point. He's fighting for survival, but they want the money. Yeah. They're being sarcastic. His medicines are like candy. Like they don't do shit. I can also see that as well. Okay, we're not gonna get too caught up on that one specific video because we got the overarching point. But like, I can see that being an interpretation as well. Like your medicine doesn't matter. They're you know, just take these instead or whatever. Like you know what I mean. I'm in France as well. Only heard about this yesterday. It's so disgusting. My stomach is turning. I just went on Twitter for a couple of seconds and saw some right-wing pages using this anti-immigration discourse. Every bit of hope in humanity, I get packed up and buried somewhere under 10 layers. It's so fast. Yeah. It was JP saying it's sugar. They were crazy verbally abusing. This man. The shit they would say to him, they literally had minus respect for him. Yeah. With regard to the media part, I can at least share the latest article we're talking about. I just need an email address. The chat already sent me the PDF, which we'll get to in a second after I figure out how to translate this. But we'll get to this. We'll get to this in a second. I don't want to finish this thread off first, and then I want to get to this part as well. And when it's the final straw, I can translate if you zoom. I mean, for something that's like this article, it's a bit, it might be easier just to Google Translate to get the overall vibe of it. But if you want to also help and cooperate, you can do that as well. When it was the final straw, he would demand to leave for good. Owen threatened to throw him out in the street since he arranged for him to live in his apartment belonging to a family member without a lease. So as to keep that sort of, I feel like that's sword hanging over his head. I feel like this is a French reference that I don't necessarily get.
JP là il a bougé, il est parti. Donc il a quitté là pour rien, c'est lui qui sabote. On lui a rien dit, il lui a rien fait. Il sabote, je sais pas, il fait le malin, il est parti. Je veux que tu récupères les clés de l'appartement, de la voiture, qui paye le loyer qui manque, et il peut partir. Il peut se mettre au bord de la route, et manger, et rentrer chez lui à Metz. Voilà. Ouais, comme
Basically, to keep the threat of making it homeless. Basically, a constant threat. Keep in mind the article I gave you from last January, not from the case yesterday. Yeah. There's another article from yesterday. Then we can take a look at that as well.
ça, pour rien, il s'est levé, il a pas assumé le défi, c'est une grosse pute. Voilà, juste comme ça. Donc voilà, réquisition, mets-toi devant l'appartement, réquisition, gentiment. Je sais pas, là il parle du local. Réquisition.
He's sabotaging, he left. I want you to get the keys of the car in the apartment and he can go beg on the street.
Gentiment, tu vois, il paye sur le loyer
It's
qu'il a
so
pas payé.
gross.
Tu récupères les doubles clés et puis il rentre chez sa mère, la pute. Tout simplement. Voilà. Ça s'appelle.
It's so gross. Also, yeah, giant kick logo behind him, by the way. Just don't forget it. Giant kick logo behind him. Kick was tweeting about these things on the official channel. They were aware. They were keenly aware of the type of content that was happening and the abuse that was happening. So no, we cannot summarize the situation as JP is consenting because he stays. There's an entire mechanism of control that has developed around him throughout years of humiliation, trying to break him mentally and convince him that what he was enduring was for his own good. JP left, he's sabotaging us, find him, take his key to the apartment and car, and then go back on the street, go back to his whore's mom place. Jeez. I remind you that the clips I shared are only about 10 clips among hundreds that are still available on every platform except for Twitch, which banned him, but keep in mind that worse clips have been censored. He experienced worse than what we've seen. Do you think something's going to happen to Kick, even if it's just in France? Yes. I think if there is a straw to break the camel's back, this is it. I do. The EU has shown that they are not like afraid of stepping in on corporation toes. This is why this is why a platform that is so flagrantly disregarding the TOS can never work, right? Because the TOS is there for a reason. It's almost like when we said that TOS exists for a reason, even if it's not to protect the people on the site, it's to protect the site itself. It's for this. Kick did not protect itself, and they allowed a streamer with their consent to murder somebody, another streamer, on a live stream. Isn't Kick already banned in parts of Europe because of Gamba? Yes. But like I can see like heavy sanctions. More than their consent, they paid to do it. True. They paid them to do it, yeah. Kick paid them a salary to torture this guy. Going back to circus freaks and human zoos is terrifying. Yeah, I mean that's locale things. The French government is desperate for anything to make them look good. It's a perfect opportunity for them, especially with the new laws around internet access that are hyper unpopular. Yeah, you should be trust these institutions. As much as I hope they'll do something, I'm at a point where I'm cynical enough to think that nothing will happen. I really think that I'm at this point, but you can only be pushed so far. I mean, I trust the EU, right, to take action more than like the U.S. government, if we're being real. Not saying that they will, but I'm saying that like, I think that it's more, right, it's more likely to happen Steak will buy out the EU. Maybe. Honestly, I can see Steak divesting from Kick as like an outcome. If they're actually trying to be held accountable, they're like, oh, Steak is, you know, a different company now. It's separate. But we'll see. How could such content have been broadcast for years without any real reaction from the justice system? Aside from a seizure of equipment repurchased in one live stream, a brief detention, how could so many young people have been exposed to such normalized harassment of a vulnerable person? Beyond the tragedy that JP endured, who only aspired to have friends to open up to the world after a life of solitude, how many young people who've consumed this content daily might have replicated it on the most vulnerable people around them? Yeah. Never again can we allow such a situation to happen. I'm counting on you to talk about this, raise awareness around you, alert others to the impact of harassment and violence, especially on vulnerable people. If you see this type of content on platforms such as TikTok and YouTube, report it constantly, hoping that real pressure will be put on these platforms. Worst being Kick, which has funded this with a dedicated contract worth several hundred thousand euros. The person responsible for this, Owen, has just shared this via his Instagram account. His passing. Just shared via his Instagram account his passing. This is an immense tragedy and an admission of failure for both organizations controlling this type of content. Our thoughts are with the family who have been harassed for years by this community. And this is what the Instagram post is. Owen's the Naruto guy, by the way, who's like facilitated a lot of this harassment. You can see why Stalin just started shooting people. Jeez. Yeah, if Charlie wanted to do a little bit of a translation, it can do that. I also check out what Google has to say in the translation, and then we can corroborate. I've always feared the day I should write these words. Unfortunately, tonight JP left us. My brother, my sidekick, my partner, 6 years side by side without us ever letting go. I love you, my brother, and we will miss you terribly. I ask you all to respect his memory and not share his video of his last breath in his sleep. For his family, for us, and his second family, rest in peace, my brother. Yeah. They filmed him actually dying. He died on a live stream. On a 10-hour live stream. Marathon stream. Right? Cardiac arrest. You could see him take his last breath. Yes. The video's out there. I don't recommend you go watch that one. Right? But yeah. They knew he had a weak body. They knew he had heart issues. They knew he'd take heart medication. And they said themselves, I don't care. You can't leave. The translation is accurate. W Google on that one. This is a post from one of the torturers. Yes, this is a post from one of the main torturers. This guy. Who was telling him to say this, chat.
Il se fasse caméra là maintenant, que si demain il meurt en plein live, c'est dû à son état de santé de merde, et pas non. Non, non. Comment ça, non, non du tout. Comment ça, non, non. Non. Je fais rien du tout.
Where he says, tell the camera that if you die, it's your own fault. Essentially. That's what, it's this guy. Who said, look at the camera and tell them if you die, it's your own fault. It's your bad health's fault. And he was like, I don't want to do that. He's like, tell it to the camera. You gotta say you died because of your shitty health. Yeah.
Comment ça? Non, non. Regarde la caméra, dis. Imagine demain, je te dis n'importe quoi. On est en plein live, boum, tu t'énerves, tu te mets à crier. Ouais. Et bim, tu fais un arrêt cardiaque.
C'est pas grave. Du moment que t'es le Corona, ils vont voir que tu m'as porté sous cours ou qui m'a porté.
Non, mais ça marche pas comme
Non,
ça.
mais imagine, ça arrive au moment. Vas-y.
Si,
Les
là,
gens,
là,
les-
ce que tu veux, là, ce que
Les
tu
gens
veux.
ils vont s'en prendre à nous alors
Bah non.
que c'est dû à,
Non,
à tes 46 ans de
tu
vie
peux pas- Tu
minable.
peux pas savoir.
Non, à moi.
It's so gross. It's so insanely gross. Of course. So where was the cursor at? It's gross. It's gross. It's gross. One can still find dozens of clips, some from this week, where you hear JP's mother, whom Owen regularly calls on stream to humiliate, asking his son to leave, saying that under no circumstances should he endure this.
Reste, continue comme tu fais, Raphaël. Continue, t'es dans la bonne voie.
Mais qu'est-ce que j'ai fait?
Ouais, regarde-moi ça. Il t'a pris pour un pouilleux.
T'es un gros fils de pute. On va voir t'as une race de témoin, t'es un gros fils de pute. Ok? Va baiser ta mère.
Regarde ce qu'il t'a fait, Raphaël.
Regarde lui. Là, attends.
M'en bats les couilles.
Regarde lui et
Alors,
regarde-toi.
alors,
Comme
m'en
c'est
bats
bien
les
fait.
couilles. Hein? C'est bien fait.
Lui il est pas content.
He's
Il est pas
insulting
content.
us.
Mais
Ah,
il est pas content.
Il se fait reculer, c'est bien fait. Allez, viens vous faire enculer, gros. Non, je sais que c'est horrible. Je sais que c'est horrible.
Mais ça va
Mais-
repousser.
Ouais, ça va repousser. Moi, j'ai envie que ça repousse pas. Moi, je recule. Ah, c'est toujours nous, toi.
Mom is telling him, "Got a piece of what he did to you." Mom is saying, "Look what he's done to you."
Ah, c'est jamais lui.
I mean, she's right. She's right. And honestly, I hope she sues Kick for everything they own. Genuinely. She lost her son. And she's like, this is this week, chat. This is literally this week. Where she's like, you have to get out of there. Look at what they're doing to you.
Tiens, on écoute ce qu'elle a à dire. Vas-y, on vous écoute.
Hein?
Toi, écoute tout.
Oui.
Bah oui.
Non, regarde, non,
Moi
regarde
aussi,
les
j'ai
trois
pris-
cheveux.
moi aussi, j'ai pris
Les trois
Joël.
cheveux.
Hein?
I know no amount of money will bring her son back, but I genuinely hope she takes Kick for everything they're worth. Everything they're worth. I hope they rot. I hope the platform withers and dies. And the people involved go to jail. Caught her a few days before saying how it's too much and how he wants to leave, but they were holding him hostage and he can't. That's so sad. That's so sad, bro. In this clip before, the abuser gave an example of that if he died, because he got upset and his heart stopped, it would not be his fault. And JP says it doesn't matter if you helped me and called for help, it wouldn't be his fault. I also agree with the chatter who says that will not exonerate him. Like he does not. You can't give somebody consent to kill you, right? That's just not a thing you can do. This phone call was a few days before he died on the same marathon stream, according to the French chatters. Yeah, I mean, you can see the timer. A few days before, the guys searched his phone, and one message his mom found was, "They're holding me against my will." Are we serious, bro? Are we serious, bro? Fucking insane. The whole world should be learning from this and holding everyone involved and accountable who facilitated this accountable. Yeah. If they were searching his phone regularly. It just keeps getting worse. You think it can't get worse, but you learn something new. Every clip just brings in another example of coercion and manipulation. And it just makes you sad, right? It makes you sad. Like there's not, what do you say? What do you say about this? They read the text message from the mom on stream. Wasn't saying he gave consent to dying or being killed. By the way, I know you weren't saying that. By the way, I know you weren't saying that, but I'm saying that like there are people who are saying that aren't you on Twitter right now, and it's you. That's not a thing. You can't give consent for somebody to kill you. You can't give consent for somebody to you know, to torture you. Right? Especially when he says when they don't let you leave. Because even if you do that, even if you do allow that, they have to let you go when you say let me leave. And they weren't doing that. They were holding him hostage. Of course, that is disgusting to even say. Yeah. He's holding me hostage. Here's what JP sent to his mom a few days before his death. Hey mom, how are you? Stuck to death with this game. It's going too far. I feel like I'm being held hostage with this shitty concept. I'm fed up. I want to get out. The other guys won't let me. They're holding me hostage. And they read that as content on stream. And he died days later.
Maman, comment tu vas? Coincé pour un moment avec son jeu de mort. Je te regarderai ce soir. Je pense que là, ça va trop loin, elle a dit. J'ai l'impression être séquestré avec leur concept de merde. C'est de pire en pire, je te plains mon fils, si je les appelle, ça va barder. Wow. Oui, c'est bon, on m'est marre, je ne veux me barrer, autre, il veut pas, il me séquestre.
Wow. Elle me connaît quand je suis énervé. Ouais.
Honteux ce qu'ils font, elle a dit.
Wow.
Ils ont pas de respect. Tu as maigri, tu es fatigué.
Ouais, il a grossi, ouais.
Bon, regarde-moi. T'as jamais eu une meilleure mine que ça, fils de pute. Oui, je sais, on peut plus, j'ai envie de me barrer. Ça me gonfle, il me casse les couilles. Je ne comprends pas que tu m'as pas dit
You're thin and you're tired.
que avec les dons que tu as acheté le véhicule de papa. Si, je te l'ai dit, mais bon, non.
They said it looks great. Oh, so his mom replied, you're thin and you're tired. And you're like, no, you look great. You never looked that good.
Ce n'est pas grave. Je connais mes valeurs. Oui, de toute façon, je vais me barrer de ce concept.
They went to French Twitter and they say Owen is a North African name. Basically, in the text, his mom was telling him to keep me hostage, and the mom was trying to get him out of there. Yeah. They're saying he even looks fat. The dude's acting like he's crazy for saying he's hold against his will. His mom's saying you've lost a lot of weight. Dude says you got fat, you piece of shit. That's insane. You have no respect. You've lost weight. You look tired. Guy says you've gained weight. You've never looked better. You never look better. You sort of horror. This makes me want to puke.
Alors pourquoi tu jamais rien? De toute façon, pour pas tout.
I'm trusting this guy's translation. He has FR in his name. He's really about that French life.
Chez argent, mais bon. Ok. Je serai toujours là pour toi. Tu as vu pour qui ils me font passer. Donc, c'est toi qui dis que tu touches pas de l'argent.
He specifically uses they are sequestering me. I didn't realize you were reading chat. I thought you just spoke French. That would be what a crazy thing. I tried to learn. Okay, this is a little bit off topic. I did try for like a month to learn French for a girl. I gave it up though. So confess, get the flex. It's hard, yeah. We've all been there. Sean Denouard is crazy. Was she French? No, she wasn't French. She spoke French though. So I almost learned French one time. I did. I almost tripped and learned French. She was freaking black. She was Black American, right? And she learned French and she went to France. And she's talking about living in France, and I was like, oh, you know, I can try to learn French. You know, it don't want to be too difficult. And you can teach me. And she was like, yeah, maybe. And like 6 French words. Oui, 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 oui. So actually, I went to France earlier this year. Chandanoir sounds like a racist Rowling type name. To be fair, not as racist as Kingsley Shacklebolt. Was she there? No, she was in America. Where did you go? I don't remember. The hotel was like right next to Charles de Gaulle, the airport. I went to the Eiffel Tower. I don't know, like, we did get on a bus, the wrong bus, and it took us into like the local French areas, away from the tourist French areas. That was a cool area. I like that area, right? That was a cool area. There were, I think it was the Muslim area, because like we passed through a few of the areas and people got off the bus and we're just like, I don't know if this is where we're supposed to go. Yes, it was close to Paris. And then like we went into this neighborhood, right? And everybody was Muslim. And I was like, it's cool. There's also a lot of black people there. I was like, I like this. I like this. And so, and then we actually did get kicked off the bus. The bus did kick us off because we were like, we don't know where we're going. So we're just going to stay here until it takes us back. And the bus stopped. He was like, oh, y'all are still here? And I was like, oh, we thought you were going to go circle around. That's what happens in America, you know? That you're going to go back. You're like, no. This is the last stop. And we're just like, oh. And so we got off in a completely random place. We had no idea where we were. And then he was like, oh yeah, the next bus is going to be right up there. And he pointed to the bus stop like right in front of us. And he was like, okay. So we got off the bus and we waited for that bus stop. We're like, okay, well, wonder when the next bus will get here. He's like 15 minutes. We're like, cool. And we're waiting. The bus is just sitting back there. Like, okay, we're sure another bus is gonna come, like drive by and park past him. Then we just heard boom, 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 the bus starts. He just drives forward like 20 feet. He's like, it was the same bus. I'm like, dog, you could have let us stay on the bus, dog. You could have let us stay on the bus. He kicked us off the bus just to drive forward and pick us back up. And he eventually took us back around, right? Because we were on the bus and we were trying to get to the D line, but the D line was closed for the train, the metro. The D line was closed because there was a bomb on the tracks. I'm like, what is this? This is France? Why is there just it was a World War II unexploded bomb on the? I'm not even joking, by the way. It made the news. There was an unexploded World War II bomb on the tracks, and they took they shut down the D line. So we had to we're like, oh, were you there when you found the bomb? Yes, I was. And so we couldn't take the train, so we just stayed on the bus, and then the bus didn't take us all the way back around. We eventually ended up getting back to the hotel, but we spent like 2 hours just driving on a bus in Paris. You mentioned this on Pathstream, yeah. It was so weird. It was so weird. There were so many unaccounted for World War II. But my question is, how did it get on the tracks? Did somebody put it there? Did it just apparate there? Did it roll onto the tracks? Like, how did it get there? Built over it? They built under it? I mean, they built under it. It was so weird. It was so weird. I don't know. It didn't make any sense to me. Sorry. That was a slight aside about my trip to Paris. That was so interesting. I will say the croissants in Paris are delicious. Better than any croissant I've had anywhere else. The rest of the food was middling, I will say. No offense to all my French chatters. There's a lot of them here. The pastries were very good. The rest of the food, middling. might have been a blast and John Black and moved up when moving it. You started a war with France. Is that how you pronounce it? I'm not gonna pronounce it the way you want me to pronounce it.
Maman, comment tu vas? Coincé pour un
Oh,
moment
wait,
avec son jeu de mots.
okay. Let's continue. Back to the sad story. It's time we'll make a list of good places to eat. Yeah, you do that, chat. Maybe I'll go back. But let's continue. I have a real awareness that continuing to share this and not deleting the thread, even though I know he's dead. But for years, I've watched these clips go by without much being able to do anything about it except talk about it around me. But now it's too much. If people need to see what he endured, what thousands of young people watch while laughing and probably imitating, to be outraged and finally do something collectively to help stop it, then I'll take responsibility for it. In case some are aware, JP died after 300 hours of live streaming in a marathon devised by Owen, which involves continuing a stream until a game is completed with another person. Recognized as which involves continuing to stream a game until completed with another person recognized as disabled who endured the same thing. Right, so there was this other disabled guy, right, that they were also abusing on top of JP as a part of the marathon. Yes, there was another person as well. It was after more than 10 days of constant mistreatment. Here, I'm not gonna let this play. This is the video. This isn't the video where he passed away, but this is just a video. Of the night that it happened. Consistently pushing the limits even at night, especially at night, that his body gave out, especially at night, since he couldn't even rest properly, given that there were constant background noises. Yeah. When it wasn't the sounds of subscriber donations alerts from the community, it was the team antics around Owen, which involved waking him up in the most shocking ways possible, often hitting him in the process, 300 hours without real rest, even though he was a fragile person. Yeah. But they were like dumping water on him while he sleeps. Right? So imagine you are already like fragile, you're already frail, right? You already have heart issues, and the team is not letting you take your medicine oftentimes and forcing the conscience to be at the forefront. You're not sleeping, right? You're not eating, right? Lights on, donation sounds constantly going, and you're sleeping in this disgusting room with like 5 other people purely for content, and you want to leave, but they will not let you, or you're going to be homeless. Absolute insanity. Look, there are bloody hampers surrounding the logo. It's very apt. Yeah. Welcome to Kick, the Mr. Beast live streaming platform. Don't you know Mr. Beast joined Kick? Constant little reminders from Owen explaining to JP that he couldn't give up, even if it meant Owen ended up in prison to force him to stay. The only escape offered was to kiss the other vulnerable person with tongue for 3 minutes.
Espèce de gros PD, parce que ouais, je parle à toi là. Tu vois, toi, depuis la première minute, la seule solution, c'est l'abandon. Tu comprends? Parce que tu t'es mis en tête que tu pouvais et que tu allais pouvoir abandonner. Eh ben, je te le dis, non, tu ne peux pas abandonner.
You called him the F slur? Did I miss that?
J'irai en prison même s'il faut. Tu ne vas pas abandonner. On va te changer, on va faire de toi un homme, un vrai.
Well, true. That is another form of abuse that they've added on. They've not only physically abused him, they're not only mentally abused him, they're not only emotionally abused him, they're not only monetarily abused him, they not only verbally abused him, but they're also now sexually abusing him by forcing him to make out with this other guy to not be a part of their forever content and be abused anymore. What more is there to say?
On en a marre des petits PD comme toi. Tu vas devenir un homme, ok? Et toi, t'étais bien parti. Mais là, tu commences. Espèce de gros PD. Parce que ouais.
C'est quoi que t'as proposé? On a une porte de sortie. Demande à Wen, c'est quoi la porte de sortie?
C'est quoi la porte de sortie?
Il faut qu'ils s'embrassent sur la bouche pendant 3 minutes avec la langue.
Toi, tu veux?
Moi, je m'en bats les
Lui,
couilles.
lui,
Ah, non, moi, je m'en bats les couilles. Pour partir d'ici, je m'en bats les couilles.
Je vais m'afficher.
Ah, il est clairement.
Moi,
Il a trop envie, carrément. Carrément, limite, il a trop envie.
3 minutes. Mais limite, t'as envie, non? C'est long, 3 minutes, hein.
Je m'en bats les couilles, 3 minutes.
You want to deal with F-stars like you?
C'est vraiment très très long. Hein.
Allez, prends ta gifle, prends ta gifle. Allez. Mets-lui, mets-lui ça.
211 heures, 200, je sais plus combien. Donc c'est long quoi? Aussi long. Voilà.
Regarde-moi bien dans les yeux. Hein, t'as compris? T'as compris?
T'as pas
Tu vas
envie
pas une grosse claque.
Un coup, t'as pas envie, toi.
And of course, they knew how unwell JP was mentally and physically since he was taking medication for his heart, which had been under severe strain for years. But also because because of his more concerning physical condition, yet they continued. So we saw this one already.
On s'amuse, on rigole. On s'amuse, on rigole. Mais demain.
The other kids for 3 minutes with tongue, yeah.
Si on apprend qu'il t'a un pépin,
It's
il y a un
gross.
truc qui va pas, ben on va vite moins rigoler. Et les gars, on va pas se mentir, on est plus proche du pépin physique qu'autre chose. Quand tu ne peux pas marcher à 46 ans 10 minutes sans être essoufflé, t'asseoir, mais t'es pas un petit peu essoufflé, tu montes un escalier, t'es... Bon là c'est pas normal. Trop de clopes, frérot, trop de clopes, trop de clopes. Les activités sportives, tu veux pas, tu fais pas, t'arrives pas, tu peux... Frérot, à un moment donné, carrément j'ai même peur de t'emmener faire des...
They're saying he can't walk more than 10 minutes at 46 years. It says Owen worried about JP's health. That's crazy.
J'ai même peur de l'emmener, frère. De l'emmener faire des... voir les poumons. Comment ça s'appelle? C'est quoi les poumons déjà? Bref. Faire un scan... Je sais pas, un scanner, ou je sais pas comment ça s'appelle. Des poumons.
I mean, but tomorrow we know you're in trouble. We're cooked. You can't walk 10 minutes without being out of breath. We're afraid of a physical problem. And then there's on top of that, they're like, oh, we care about your health, but also we're going to throw you onto the ground. We're going to shoot you with paintball guns. We're going to strangle you. Don't forget that part, Chad. We started there. Don't forget that part. We went from the direct physical down to like the mental, emotional, and financial. But like the first clips we saw was them literally having their hands around his neck, strangling him. Their legs are wrapped around their hands to make it so that he can't breathe. They care so much about his health though, right?
Tout en général, frère. Un cardiologue, un pneumologue. Parce qu'on sait jamais ce qu'il va dire, frérot.
For obvious reasons, I won't share clips where the death is shown live, but he remains unconscious for 50 minutes after what happens, what appears to be cardiac arrest. All still live before Owen slaps him without any reaction from JP. Chat's reaction. Yeah, you know what? Throw these people in jail too. Subpoena kick. Get all their informations. Throw them in jail too. Why not? Why not? I'm scared of taking you to a heart doctor, a lung doctor. I'm afraid of what they'll say, but still torturing him. Yeah. They acknowledge the possibility of death while laughing. There are still dozens of clips being sent to me, some dating back a month, where you can see Owen and Safine participating in JP's death, aware of his fragile health condition, but still pushing him to limits anyway. They want to cover themselves if he dies. Yeah, this is the clip that we already looked at. One of the rhetoric I constantly see circulating even after this tragedy is to attribute his death solely to JP's lifestyle, as if what he endured on stream didn't have a huge impact on his mental and physical health. They turned him into a circus animal, provoked him and mistreated in front of the crowd to elicit reactions, but then reassured and comforted in private to maintain control over him and ensure that he doesn't rebel. All this relies on being his only friends. For those who claim that to be his friends, the least they could have done, knowing how weakened he was, would have been to protect him, not to exploit his distress to enrich themselves until his last breath. The responsibility is total. Yeah. Yeah. Jesus, so much more, but we're almost done. I want to get through all of it, just so you have all the information. Without forgetting the responsibility of the justice system and successive governments that have never really invested real resources into it. If that's had been the case, many tragedies like this would have been avoided. One of the many consequences of austerity politics on public services. Okay. I mean, I saw the hammer and sickle, but like, all right, bringing it back. It was not for a lack of reports. Since an investigation had been opened for violence against a person due to their disability, voluntary group violence against vulnerable individuals resulted in an ITT. Owen and Safine had been placed in custody. Another huge responsibility that I've already mentioned, but I'll try to go into more detail, is the streaming platform Kick, which had made this channel their flagship, offering them the most lucrative contract in France, 2,000 euros per hour of streaming.
Je renégocie un contrat. Là, c'est autre chose. Parce que
là,
là,
les contrats sont négociés.
c'est tous les 3 mois je négocie un contrat.
Ouais.
Et aujourd'hui, voilà. Et aujourd'hui. Et après, il y a Gwen qui nous a rejoint.
Ouais.
Gwen, il a vraiment commencé à être là grâce au self-control.
Ouais.
C'est vraiment le self-control qui en fait que Gwen il s'est imposé de fou dans les lives. Les gens ils ont kiffé les lives.
They streamed for 200 and 300 hours each for the marathon. They streamed 300 hours for the marathon. They've been streaming for years. So they've been making money off of this abuse for years. 2,000 euros is an insane salary, not rich people shit, but live comfortably forever. That's per hour, by the way. I just want to. 2,000 euros per hour is insane. That is crazy money. If the translation is to be correct.
Et après les gars c'est monté $500 de l'heure, $1,000.
Which if they're actually pulling the numbers as a top kick streamer, that would make sense. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, if they have like 20,000 viewers and they're being sponsored by the child gambling platform for this content as the flagship channel, it would be like what Kai's making. You know, not necessarily analogous, but it's up there, right? It's up there with the largest streamers in the world. I thought it was in a sad dark corner with 50 viewers. No, this is 20,000 viewers. And yeah, that's not counting donations. Kick should 100% be bankrupt and CEOs in prison. I wish that as well.
$1,000 de l'heure.
Aussi, il était dû quand. Là, c'était connu aussi.
Je renégocie un contrat.
XUC is in a corner mauling that he didn't get that kind of guaranteed money. No, he did. Don't get a mistake. XUC did get this kind of guaranteed money. Right? XUC is probably pulling in more than $2,000 per hour, for being entirely real. It's because they're talking about shit like it's a success story. They're being paid $2,000 per hour. You should know that Kick is a platform created by Stake, a huge online casino site. As soon as Twitch banned the streamings of gambling-related content, Stake decided to create Kick to find a way to promote their casino and attract young people. True. To develop Kick, they stood out by being much more lenient with moderation and contract to Twitch to attract all the streamers banned on Twitch, among others. Kick was also started poaching big Twitch streamers for huge sums of money, which again, this is not the main part of the story, but I don't want you to forget. Don't forget, chat, the streamers that were fine moving to Kick. This isn't new. This is not new. and it is not unique. This is the honestly most probable outcome for a platform like Kick. But these streamers were totally fine with getting their bag and didn't care about the platform they were propping up. They were fine with the creation of CSAM on the platform. They're fine with the revenge porn created on the platform. They're fine with funneling their child fans into online casino, unregulated crypto gambling. And they're fine with live torture. This is the biggest stream in France. One of the biggest Kick streams on the platform. And all these streamers put getting their bag above actually not propping up this platform, not legitimizing this platform, right? And I don't expect anything better from like Asmongold. I don't expect anything better from Tectone. They belong there, right? This is their shit. But these other streamers, I'm not gonna forget, is how I view it. I'm not gonna forget the streamers who didn't even go to Kick, but instead are totally fine with whitewashing the reputation of people who did. Or who still are on Kick. I'm not going to forget. Because they are the only reason this platform was able to succeed. The channel banned. Yeah, Kick banned the channel after the story broke, essentially, from what I've heard. Right? You can't leave any evidence behind. It must be clearly understood that the platform is purely a loss-making venture, far more successful than Twitch, for example, since their sole purpose is to serve a showcase for their casino. It is this objective that led to this escalation of violent content. And it pisses me off is I know that there are politicians who will talk about this are the front lines of Popular Leftist Alliance, and no one else is going to do shit. The EU got the kick for this. I do as well, but you know, I don't know. As soon as streamers on their platform brings them viewers, they figure they can convert them into contracts offered to big streamers to play at their online casino via stake. This is what was offered to Owen and JP.
Tu penses quoi de ce qui s'est passé aujourd'hui? Sincèrement.
Ça t'a fait réfléchir un peu ou pas?
Dis la vérité, t'as hésité.
T'es remis en question?
Non, j'ai pas hésité, mais bon.
On va en parler. Aujourd'hui, on avait rendez-vous, les amis. Donc voilà, d'ailleurs, Kick, comme ça, les gars, rien à dire. Et on a eu, on va dire, une proposition. Bon, c'est une proposition comme on en reçoit peut-être qu'une fois dans une vie. En gros, on nous a proposé un contrat de 600 000 euros
par mois pendant
par mois, ce qui fait 7 200 000 euros à l'année.
Plus que 7 millions.
Non, ça fait 7 millions 200 000 euros à l'année, donc 600 000 euros par mois, qui bien évidemment a été refusé. Alors, là, la scène, elle est légendaire. Les gars, je vous jure, la scène, elle est légendaire. Je suis en face du mec, il y a Gwen sur le côté, Safine et JP à côté. Et le mec, il dit... Non, du casino et tout. Vous, c'est 600 000 euros par mois.
Since they refused a $7 million contract, yeah, they refused a $7 million contract that involved gambling, assumedly.
Du casino
600 000 euros par mois. Et là, tout le monde. Non, c'est pas. Oh, là.
Non, mais c'est normal.
Il s'est passé un truc.
N'importe quel humain normalement constitué, il hésite.
Il s'est passé. Attendez, j'ai dit non.
Moi, je suis contre ça, mais.
Kick also allows Amazon to keep posting content they would host themselves, so they can essentially subcontract the responsibility of resolve themselves in duty and clean this content. That's not necessarily the case. Amazon genuinely does not care. Like, Amazon does not see it as, oh, we can't host this content on Twitch, but we can still make money off of it. Amazon sees it as, hey, they're paying us, who cares? You know what I mean? It's literally as simple as that. They're like, hey, they're paying us, who cares? Amazon hosts a lot of shitty sites, you know? It's less about like, well, we can't do it on our Twitch thing, but we can host it over here and still get some money out of it. They don't care what the content is. They're just like, you can do what you want to do. Just give us our money. And they have no problem with that. 100%. Right. Will they stop if faced with enough pressure? Honestly, probably not. I don't have a huge trust in Amazon. Amazon hosts and enables genocide algos, so why not kick? Exactly. You know, they genuinely don't care. It's pure capitalist brain rot. You can see it in this tweet that Kick largely focused on its communication on around this channel. Notably, their marathons and directly participating in one of them by offering a better contract based on the results. Yeah, that's the thread. That's my point. Essentially, if it's a problem, it's not their problem. Longer they pay. Okay, then yeah, we agree. Right? There are people being like, oh, you know, Amazon actually loves that Kick is doing this because it lets them get the money but not have to worry about it on like Twitch. And it's, my take is more that Amazon is just purely indifferent, right? They don't love Kick, but they love the money that Kick brings. You know, if it's not Kick, if it's somebody else, so long as somebody is footing the bill, they don't care, right? Pure indifference, because that's how corporations think. You know, the only thing I trust Amazon to do is push their workers so hard my package gets here in less than a day. JK, I don't use Amazon. I guarantee there's more stuff like this on Kick that just hasn't been called out yet. Oh, 100%. 100%. And that's before even getting into like the flagrant like racism, anti-Semitism, transphobia, misogyny, homophobia, and all of that stuff. But like, this is like the overt crimes that are existing on Kick. And why does it keep happening? This is a question you have to ask. But I do want to get to this thread as well. Not this one, this one. A shocking story out of France is an actual Black Mirror episode last night where streamer JP died last night on Kick, alive on Kick. For years, his so-called friends humiliated him on stream with beatings, bullying, insults, all for donations. On Monday night, after 10 days of non-stop streaming, 46-year-old Jean fell asleep on camera and never woke up. Viewers watched as his body was shaken by companions, who only realized minutes later that he was gone. In the live video, now widely spread, reportedly shown him inanimate under a duvet with two men nearby, one tossing a small plastic water bottle at him. Jeez, even in the final moments, it can't just not be a dick. Those 10 days weren't just harmless gaming or chatting. There were 10 days of nonstop humiliation, extreme violence, sleep deprivation, even being made to swallow toxic products, all live and fully monetized for donations. The channel behind this was called Le Local, run by streamers known as Naruto and Safine. Mediapart exposed them last year for live humiliation and violence for audience shares. They were detained and then released, and the channel kept going. Jeez, I love cops. Man, police never change no matter what the country is. They were on our radar. There was a clip from weeks ago that especially haunting. His friends laugh about what would happen if he died live. One of them insists that he should say on camera that if he ever dies, it's because of his health, not them. Under pressure, Jean says it. Some people are not arguing that he's a fully consenting adult, fully aware of what he signed up for. But in reality, in the messages with his mother, Jean wrote, "It's going too far. I feel like I'm being sequestered with their shitty concept." Jean, a 40-year-old, a fragile man in his 40s, who spent much of his life streaming alone from his parents' house, wanted community and to belong. Instead, he ended up being surrounded by people who made him the punchline. After falling in with his new group, he moved in. Streaming became his whole life. On camera, his friends, in quotes, kept reminding him how they had rescued him and how he owed everything to them. Clips of them mocking his past, saying he never had friends, never even had love. They called him disabled, beat him, even strangled him. And all of it was played for laughs, with viewers sending money to keep that abuse going. Other streamers saw it coming. Ava Mine said months ago that this channel should have never been public. Both the damage it did to viewers and the way Jean himself clearly wasn't in control. After his death, she says, it pisses me off to have been right. Yeah. Arcuier, one of France's biggest streamers, wrote, I have rarely been so shocked, frightened by the content that will continue for years without anyone intervening. Whether it's the discussions on videos on Kick, I hope they all pay. Meanwhile, the men at Le Locale are now posting tributes, calling Jean their brother and asking for people to not share footage of his death. One wrote, no one knows, but everyone talks. We love each other, and that's all that matters. France's digital minister, Clara Chapas, called the case an absolute horror, announcing a judicial investigation and said that she's contacted Kick directly. But media parts of the government was warned months ago. Back then, Kick simply wasn't a priority. Yeah, of course. Of course. Kick, the Australian streaming site, said it couldn't comment due to privacy rules. Cool. Amazing. Their terms ban heinous violence, but moderation is looser than Twitch. In the end, someone died on their platform, sparking a national debate in France on social media responsibility. Yeah. It's so weird because Rumble is banned in France. I mean, Kick may be following soon. Yeah. I don't know how much more of the story I can stomach. I'm being entirely real. It's gross. Unless the rest of the Macron's government focus mainly on porn and images of Palestine, not black torture, that was on their radar. Yeah. It's also seeing many other streams that I watch seriously consider moving to K because they pay way more than Twitch, ignorant of what they've done or endorsed it. Oh no, they're not ignorant. Trust. Saying, oh, I won't be gambling, like that's the worst thing now. If Twitch only paid creators a little more, or maybe they wouldn't even seem so appealing to the average person. No, it wouldn't change, honestly. It wouldn't change. If Twitch went back to 70-30, it wouldn't change. Those people who are moving to Kick have a moral character flaw, if I'm being entirely honest. They have a moral character flaw. People don't move to Kick for the money. It's for the freedom. Yeah. I don't even think it's that Kick pays well. It's that Kick will throw you a lot of money at first, and then that's why people have returned. The money runs out. Exactly. I know a lot of people will push their morals aside for money, which is a moral character flaw. Right? Like, YouTube has a better split than like Twitch does, but they don't move to YouTube for the money. There's the appeal of being edgy against big bad Twitch on a platform with no moderation. Yeah, it's the freedom, right? It's the freedom to be able to say whatever you want to say and then get paid maybe a little bit more for it. Right? That's why Dicktone cries about YouTube as well. Like, they don't just cry about Twitch. Ethan was crying about YouTube and Twitch. You know, he's saying wham, Twitch is bad. Wham, YouTube is mean to me. That's why I'm going to Kick now. You know. It's not just about the money, it's about the freedom. It's about the you know, being able to say what you want and hate being canceled or whatever. Hey, capitalism, everything is so evil, bro. I know. It's I know. It's like it feels like everything is bad situation, you know? Like what else is there to say? I don't know if there's more to say here. It's a developing story. I'm going to post a video of this section, maybe even today, if not early tomorrow, just because I need more people to know about it. And I think the language barrier stops a lot of people from engaging with it, right? I think because it wasn't until my tweet that a lot of people, like, a lot of French people have said, I'm glad you're talking about this, because I haven't seen a lot of people outside of France talk about this, right? and I want to provide something that, like, you know, freaking Mogul Mail or Charlie can latch onto and get the information from, so that they can talk about it as well. You know, you show international pressure will make French government move his ass. Yeah, and I hope that's the case. Like, I hope Hassan talks about it. I hope that my video helps to that end, at the very least. I only saw it because Chatter mentioned in the Hassan chat, but Hassan refused to watch it. That's the way. That's how I got to it as well, right? Like, I heard a chatter say somebody died on a kick stream, and I was like, that's insane. And I went and I looked it up, and it was so crazy that I had to make my tweet about it. Right, which is the tweet you see here. I'm sure Squeezy, one of the biggest French streamers on this platform, will talk about it too. Yeah, I hope English streamers talk about it. I think so. I hope so too. It was me. I told him not to, because there was a video of strangulation back then. That was you? He was literally crying, begging for help, and Kick just let it happen. Kick endorsed it. Kick was throwing money at the perpetrators. What was the name of the guy that killed JP? Yeah, his real name is not JP, but his like Twitch or his Kick handle, like his streamer name, is John Pormanoff. I think somebody in chat probably has his real name as well. Oh, the guy that killed him. Oh, his name was like Owen and Sabine, or not Sabine. So what is it? What was it? Oh, something. Started with S. Safine and Owen. Owen's Naruto. Naruto and Owen are the same person. Pronounced Safine. Oh, I was right. This is what infuriates me about all these huge so-called apolitical streamers. If you don't shine a light on it with your huge platform and then go full steam ahead, yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. That's all I can say. I don't know. It's Owen Senza don't Zandoti. Senza. His Twitch channel is still up. His Twitch channel is still up. Is it by his name, like this name? Let me see. That's a different person. What is it? What is his Twitch channel name? Is it Naruto something? I mean, yeah, he hasn't streamed for years because he moved to Kick. This is like a normal Kick thing. But yeah, no, this should be gone. This should be gone. He has a YouTube too. YouTube is also still up. But he hasn't posted for 3 months. Looks like off-brand Chet Hanks a little bit. He should be perma'd. He should be. I won't say it. I won't say it. I won't say it. I won't say it. I'll just leave it at that. I will just leave it at that. Yeah, I don't know how much more I have to say about this. But I don't know. I come up and throw away the key. True. You're gonna watch Gamescom? What's Gamescom? I have a meeting today. Because I always have meetings for some reason at noon. Why do I keep scheduling meetings for noon? I don't know. Oh, it's a convention. It's on an hour. Well, no, I will not be here for that because I do have to go to my meeting. It's technically at noon, but this kind of drained me, honestly. This kind of drained me, and I don't necessarily have the energy to talk about anything else. Have you had lunch yet? It's like 10 o'clock in the morning. With Mr. Soros himself, maybe. I might go make actually no, I might reclaim an hour or two of my time. And I might reclaim an hour or two of my time and make myself a fried egg and some bacon. There's a new video out on my channel. I clearly edited this one. I'm gonna handle editing this video because I think it's important to me. So I'll spend time doing it today. Doing that, but you can watch this video on my channel entitled "Streamer Harasses Worker Gets Humbled." Really just to underline the inaction of the government, Human Rights League filed a complaint with the media regulator, Arcom, 6 months ago. That's not surprising. Well, that's bright. Sorry. Legal online content. LDH refers case to Arcom over Kick's lax moderation. The Kick streaming platform, which allowed for live streaming content online, aims to compete with the giant Twitch to attract streamers. The platform promises much more flexible moderation and higher compensation than Twitch. As a result, violent acts and hate speech have become commonplace on the platform. True. Highlighting these abuses, Mediapart has dedicated an investigation to leading French channel under the pseudonym JP or John Pormanov, which has more than 173,000 subscribers, and it seems more than 15,000 live viewers every evening. This channel features vulnerable people in humiliating videos, mixing mockery, violence, and physical abuse, water jets, blows, electric shocks, with the aims to broadcast their reactions, which are popular with a particularly virulent audience. I can't read. These acts are in reality real violence that could correspond to criminal charges. All these facts highlight the responsibility of Cake Broadcasting Platform and the failures to implementing and obligating to its moderate illicit content, both insults and violence against a person with a disability or vulnerability, and attacks on human dignity. Alerted to this content, the LDH recalled that human dignity is a principle and constitutional value that, under French law, the consent of the victim does not, in any case, justify the treatment. In doing so, the LDH referred the matter to, on the 10th of February 2025, to the Audiovisual Digital Communications Regulatory Authority, ARCOM, and in its capacity as a coordinator responsibility of implementing the European Digital Services Act, the DSA, the authority must therefore ensure on French territory that online platform operators comply with the obligations regarding the moderation of illegal content. And nothing happened, because obviously did, because we live in this world that we live in, 2025. But maybe something will change. I hate that it took somebody to die for attention to be sprung up, but maybe now something will change, and then Kick itself will just cease to exist. Kick said anything? No, they said that it's against their privacy policy to make a statement. That's what they said. But yeah, I don't know. Any final thoughts, chat? Oh, okay. You know, I'll end you with this, right? Because I'll bring it in something that I am knowledgeable about. Does anybody have the video of Ethan saying he's going to go to kick? Are you serious? You think I joke about that? Thank you. You got JP's last words. It's so sad. I did not see that now. Even Klein announces on the H3 podcast he may begin streaming on Kick.
Fair.
Just watch why he talks about Kick. Like literally a day before somebody is like murdered live on the platform after being tortured for 2 years.
This is Mr. Beast stuff.
So Mr. Beast made a huge announcement.
Really stuff here.
He's moving to Kick, which I'm going to come out and say, as someone who's a Twitch hater, I hate Twitch and YouTube. I'm consistently just super disillusioned with. They take 30% from my fucking subscribers, from your guys' I think donations too, actually.
Just everything, right?
From everything, yeah. And we get zero support. I can't get a fucking contact with their team. Like they care so little about us somehow, despite us being, you know, one of the biggest live or podcasts on their channel. So I'm against YouTube in this way. I'm against Twitch. We need some meaningful competition.
Yeah, Mr. Beast is like a pretty insane get for them. Like, it doesn't get much more mainstream than that.
Right.
He's YouTube's biggest channel. Like, for them to get the biggest talent on YouTube on their platform is fucking really big for them.
Yeah, it's big. And it's becoming more mainstream. Like, I'm starting to see clips and shows on there that do Kick shows where I'm like, this is like...
just normal.
How is he constantly wrong on every side of the issue? Because... how am I constantly right on every side of the issue that I'm on? He has bad moral framework. He has a bad moral compass. And that points him in the incorrect direction. Right? You know the saying that a broken clock is right twice a day? Right? A broken clock is right twice a day, but a misset one never is. Right? Ethan Klein's not a broken clock. He just has an incorrect moral framework. He's misset. Right? So he's consistently always wrong. I never heard that one. Yeah, because I came up with it myself. And I've been sitting on it for a while. I'm sure somebody else probably said something similar, but that's a good line. I'm stealing it. Hey! Did you actually? That's insane. Yes, I did actually come up with that. Like, I think around like 2 years ago. Right? Because I've always misunderstood a broken clock is right twice a day. I've always thought of it like it was like a misset clock. Like you have a clock that was set 2 seconds earlier. I'm like, no, that's never right. It's always off. It's always going to be 2 seconds off, right? But then I realized like a broken meaning not ticking, right? And that's true. If the clock is not ticking, then yeah, at like 12 o'clock noon and midnight, a clock that's not ticking at noon, right, is going to be right 2 times a day. And so a broken clock is right twice a day, but a misset one never is. You really thought about this? I told you, I literally had this. I was like, because the saying made no sense to me. It literally made no sense to me. You just complicated that saying. It just didn't make sense to me when I heard it the first time. Broken clocks can still run, saying that its stop clock is right twice a day. To be fair, broken implies not running, in my opinion. I thought about it too. Exactly. See? Broken implies stop, yeah.
good. Yeah, this is like normal
Not,
stuff.
not people slamming slots for 15 hours or whatever.
There's actually normal shows and normal stuff happening there now. And Mr. Beast being on there is a big difference. And I'll tell you guys, I've talked to Kick. We're thinking about multi-streaming. Not moving, nothing dramatic.
Like, do you know how, like, okay, I say this all the time. You know how I say, like, when I talk about something and then the next day something will happen to prove me correct, right? It's like the opposite for Ethan Klein. Out of nowhere, 2 days ago, he will be like, I'm thinking about moving the Kick. The next day, Kick is literally in the news for one of its largest streamers murdering and torturing a guy for 2 years, eventually culminating in his death. Did he mind his touch? Yeah.
Just broadcasting to Kick in addition to YouTube. It would change anything for you guys. It's simply a multi-streaming thing.
They say how the first
because
guy
I think
died. It's being, I don't think there was like an official like autopsy release. I think it's being reported that it's like it's cardiac arrest. He somehow like died in his sleep. Right? After 300 hours of torture, explicit torture, and 2 years of torture before that.
I think this competition at this point, it's hard. You can't ignore it anymore because it's coming so big. And now with Mr. Beast there, it's a thing, right? And the competition is important. YouTube and Twitch fucking suck.
At live. YouTube at live.
YouTube sucks at live.
Their
I
bot
just-
stuff is great.
Sucks at
'Cause
everything
I-
else.
There, yeah.
I feel like after all the drama with Twitch, I always appreciate YouTube so much.
That's true. I think
know?
their live team, just honestly, YouTube in general, their operation has always been very good.
Yeah.
I feel personally slighted.
I feel like when it comes to
the
live,
neglect. That's the truth of it.
Well, it's just YouTube is so much bigger than Twitch, like by
Yeah.
many orders of magnitude. That like just one creator is way less of a
But the
an
thing
impact.
is,
You know,
Kick is like, Tom's been talking to them, and they've been very, very nice. They want us to come. They're gonna put us on the homepage, like our whole podcast when we're live.
Oh wow,
Which doesn't-
Ethan Klein's gonna be right next to somebody being literally tortured. I'm sure he'd love that. His wife will fit right in.
Sound like a lot, but to be honest, there's a big demo there that probably stopped watching or has seen clips and this and that, who might be interested in watching. I don't know. There might actually be, at this point, enough people on Kick that there's almost a new community that you could appeal to there. And yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. And I think it's great that Mr. Beast could have easily just gone to Twitch and streamed there.
yeah.
But what would he be supporting? What have I been talking about the last like 2 years? He went and fuck it.
It's so funny to be like, I was talking about how bad Twitch is. What would he be supported by going to Twitch? Anyway, I'm going to Kick that has Nazis, pedophiles, pedophile Nazis, people making CSAM, people posting and making revenge porn, racists, Nazi pedophile racists, Nazi pedophile people posting revenge porn racists, racist Nazi pedophiles, torturers, racist torturers, homophobic racist torturers. Like, there are so many different combinations of bad people on Kick that you almost lose track of them. Like, French people, stop.
We also asked Kick, we're like,
Animal abusers?
be real.
How could I forget animal abusers? You're totally right.
like, who's funding this? Is this connected to Stake? And they promised us, for whatever it's worth, that it is being funded as a traditional, tech startup by investors' money, and there's no affiliation with Stake.
Investors' money? Oh, Ethan Klein is either a fool or a rube. Is being funded by who are the investors, Ethan? Just postulating. Who are the investors? Curious. Just a little bit curious who the investors are.
Oh.
gambling. Take that for what it is. I mean, we all know that they're owned by the same people, but like they are. That is true. I mean, if somebody wanted to make a streaming platform, I mean, they would need a ton of investor capital.
And now he's justifying Kick being bankrolled by a child gambling casino. Sure.
They would need to spend a lot of money acquiring people. That's just how it works, right? So, listen, I was a Kick hater for a long time, and I was always like, this isn't gonna work. This is stupid. This is dumb. This is just for people to go gamble on. But over the years, Twitch has gotten worse, and Kick has gotten better. What can I say?
They killed somebody literally the day after this. I'm not exaggerating. I am not joking. Like literally like a day or two later, Kick streamers killed a guy. Immediately after him saying, Kick's gotten better.
For people to go gamble on. But over the years, Twitch has gotten worse, and Kick has gotten better. What can I say? You know, at a certain point, it is what it is.
Also, I just love the big fuck you to Twitch that Kick has become.
Yeah.
I love that, and I support that.
Oh, they support Kick. They support what Kick has become. You heard it here, folks. You heard it here first, folks. They support Kick. They love what Kick has become. They've said it. They support the Nazis and the racists and the Nazi racists and the pedophiles and the Nazi racist pedophiles and the pedophile Nazi racists and the animal abusers and the Nazi pedophile racist animal abusers and the torturers and the Nazi pedophile racist animal abusing torturers and the CSAM creators, right? And browsers and the revenge porn makers and the groomers and the wife beaters. They support it, they said. They love what Twitch is doing here. They love it. They're like, oh man, we want more of it. Yeah, but Twitch has a sign, and that's a step too far. They're like, all of that, Hassan, they would choose all of that. This is literally what happened to Destiny, by the way. This is quite literally what happened to Destiny. Destiny let his hate boner for Hassan makes him come across on the incorrect side of every issue, essentially. Right? So much so that he now comes across as an irrational person. Right? Because Hassan is like, genocide is bad. And he's like, well, actually, genocide is good. You know what I mean? Just because he hates Hassan. And Ethan is doing the exact same thing. Right? Hassan is like, pedophiles are bad. And Ethan Klein's like, I will take the inverse of that, please. Give me not what Hassan has said. And that's his entire position. Which is like, honestly, why I don't even get mad at people like Ethan anymore. Because they will end up shooting themselves in the foot eventually. You know? They'll get their karma.
Well, that's how it started out, right? It started off as a fuck you to Twitch.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
And a lot of the big Twitch streamers are starting to multi-stream and starting to move. Yeah.
I don't see any
also not true. They're like 3 years too late. They're literally like 3 years too late. Like the only one that is like Asmongold. But everybody has now moved back to Twitch after leaving Kick because Kick has been bad. Aiden Ross has just moved permanently. He's not multi-streaming. He's always been on Kick, and that's kind of been it.
Streaming's great. Again, nothing changes for you guys here. It's literally just it's here and there. That's it.
Also, I love, and I don't know what's going on in the intricacies of the H3HG production show, and I don't want to spend too much time on it because it's not the biggest of deals. But like everything that they've said for the last like 2 days that I've seen, like shows up on my Twitter feed has been like, the show is dying and we need to make changes. We need to make changes now. So we're moving to like a pre-recorded show. 2 pre-recorded shows a week or something crazy like that. And they even went live on Instagram yesterday to like try to like bargain with his audience. Guys, please don't leave. Okay, what if we do 3 shows actually? What if we do 3 shows? Please don't leave me. Either went live on IG to try and ask the audience what could be changed, and then said you guys were no help at all. Is that true? I'm not even joking. I'm literally not even joking. I'm not. Which is why, and you know why, what's different, right, about this? Is that we stopped giving Ethan attention. He doesn't have any emotion because we stopped giving him that. You know? He needs the back and forth. He needs Frogan to say something to cry about Frogan. He needs Dennis to say something to cry about Dennis. He needs Hassan to say something to cry about Hassan or whatever. He needs the back and forth. And if we don't give him that back, he won't come back with the fourth. He needs enemies. He needs people talking about rah, 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 or whatever. I have not seen this now. The real reason HG stopped doing live shows is because the last one they did with the regular guests, one of the regular guests harassed and assaulted a number of young women on the employees. Ethan recently started lobbying to bring her back on the show. I don't know what this is referring to.
Been going in the last, say, 2 years, pretty viral on social media platforms, YouTube, and
I miss Jimmy.
Yeah, I mean, he was a big part of the show for a long time. But
Although he quit us, right? We didn't quit him.
well, we kind of told him to fuck off.
His
he
wife
was-
put the kibosh on it.
Huh?
His wife was like, "No, we can't do this anymore."
No,
'cause
you're forgetting.
You're forgetting.
Yeah, you're forgetting.
I
a
do
big
forget.
arc.
What happened?
He was being a creep to a bunch of girls backstage at our last live show.
Right.
We
he was a
confronted him
creep.
on it.
Oh, right. And then his wife saw that.
Yeah.
His whole family had a meltdown.
Well, he came here after too, and then we screamed at him, and we got the
Yeah, he
parking
crashed
lot
the
video.
studio. He was
That I
like on
remember.
ice because of what he did, and then he just showed up
Behind the scenes Jimmy Lee clip, one of the live shows where he straight up harassing Morpie, like
uninvited.
the Twitch streamer.
And his wife yelled at me.
And that
on
was the
phone.
end.
Can we do a poll? How can we have him back on?
Are you serious? Are you serious? You gotta be joking. You gotta be joking. Are you serious? I have to run that back. I have to run that back. I don't believe it. I do not believe it.
And been going in the last, say, 2 years, pretty viral on social media platforms, YouTube, and
I miss Jimmy.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
he was a big part of the show for a long time. But
Although he quit us, right? We didn't quit him.
well, we kind of told him to fuck off.
Well, his
came
wife,
here.
his
He
wife
was-
put the kibosh on it.
Huh?
His wife was like, "No, we can't do this anymore."
No,
'cause
you're forgetting.
You're forgetting.
Yeah, you're forgetting.
I
a
do
big
forget.
arc.
What happened?
He was being a creep to a bunch of girls backstage at our last live show.
Right.
We
he was a
confronted him
creep.
on it.
Oh, right. And then his wife saw that.
Yeah.
His whole family had a meltdown.
Well, he came here after too, and then we screamed at him, and we got the
Yeah, he
parking
crashed
lot
the
video.
studio. He was
That I
like on ice
remember.
because of what he did, and then he just showed up uninvited.
And his wife yelled at me.
And that
on
was the
phone.
end.
Can we do a poll? How can we have him back on? He's a creep, yes, but like, so is it like, you know?
You can have him back on when I'm gone. How about that? Trade?
It's like that, huh?
No,
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
But is it like we know he's a creep? You know, that's.
I think you're forgetting the details. Honestly, he's.
Let me see.
Because like always knowing Jimmy.
Like, okay. Even I don't know about AB is getting out here. AB needs to stop doing this, please. Please, he's not gonna give you a raise, bro. Stop. Stop. Even if he did forget, he's being told by his producer, we let go of Jimmy for a reason. We separated for a reason. He should not be involved with the show. And Ethan's like, okay, but like, sure, he's a creep, but like, that's fine. I'm fine with that, actually. Are y'all not fine with that? I'm cool with that. He hears his employees saying he was being weird to a lot of women backstage of our live show, and he was like, "What does that got to do? What does that have to do with me? What does that have to do with me?" Like, what are we talking about?
He always gave creepy vibes, but nothing was ever, not that we really know, but then we found out.
I just feel like just because he's a creep doesn't mean he doesn't have entertainment value. You know what I mean?
What are we talking about? He did not just say those. I must have misheard him. I don't believe even Ethan Klein in 2025 would project those words out of his mouth in a serious and sincere way. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Even his entire cast is like, maybe not. He's like, but no, have you considered that he could be funny? Oh, sure, he's a creep or whatever. And I know we have women on our crew right now, but like, we can just have him like on. Why not? Just because he's a creep doesn't mean he's not funny.
Not that we really know, but then we found out.
I just feel like just because he's a creep doesn't mean he doesn't have entertainment value. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
You do whatever you want.
Well, I know that.
Dan's not happy. Dan is not happy. Not that he has a spine or anything, but like... Dan is like, ugh, I don't know how I feel about that one. Dan's always hated Jimmy.
You're lying. Okay. You're straight up lying, dude. You are a liar.
I'm sorry, Jimmy. This is why I didn't want. I was protecting. I was protecting
right.
you.
Yeah, fuck yeah, I was right. Fucking asshole.
I didn't want you to come for this reason. I was protecting. I was protecting
right.
you.
Yeah.
So that was Jimmy's last appearance on the podcast, where he showed up unannounced, and Dan was actually holding him accountable for something. So this is actually the one instance where Dan has actually pushed back a little bit on. Dan has hated Jimmy for all the Sex Fest stuff come out. I mean, I can tell that as well. But he's like, I was protecting you, Jimmy. I guess he blocked it from his mind that somebody that he had in his circle that he was friends with at his live show was harassing women at the live show. I guess he blocked that from his mind. He's like, okay, now that you told me about that, can we still have him back though? That's crazy. That is a crazy thing. Okay, and don't we're not talking about it anymore. I literally just talked about how he has no content because nobody talks about him anymore. But that is an insane thing that I did not expect to see. I did not expect to see. That was crazy. That was a crazy one. It has a spine, but it's broken. A broken spine is right twice a... Sorry. Imagine if Hassan did this. I mean, Hassan couldn't get away with half of the stuff that Ethan's done. Naya Berg, thank you for the 100 bits. He harassed the girlfriend of an ex-crew member, I think. I love you, and your content is genius crack. I like that description. That's funny. But yeah, I've said all I wanted to say about this situation. I don't really have the energy to talk about really anything else unless there's something that's like low effort for the next like 10 minutes or so. ContraPoints deleted. That was the thing that happened. There's also this from Plaque by Max video. Okay, like, oh shit. No, she deleted just her Twitter, I think. CIA money ran out. It's because she made a tweet being like, yeah, organizing's cool and all, but I'm never going into a Marxist church. And people were like, okay. and then she just deleted. That was the end all be all. She literally did the "you just want to critique power" meme she created. That's just a dumb take. It's also kind of funny because like nobody really asked for her opinion on that. Like she can have that take. Like nobody's saying you must go into a Marxist church or whatever. But like nobody was like, hey, what does ContraPoints have to think about this? You know? I don't know. I thought it was a joke. I mean, maybe it was a joke, but like literally nobody asked. Like you kind of lose your goodwill when you defend Israel, right? And then start tweeting like you didn't just do that. You know what I mean? You can't really make jokes when the last thing you said was, hey, you know, the left cares too much about Israel or whatever. Have you had the new discourse about people calling a trans Israeli going to prison because they don't want to support the genocide, the bare minimum? No, because I don't care. I don't care. I don't. Right? My take is that like it's like I feel it's silly to like chastise this person, right? It's like you know, be like, oh, that's a good thing, and that's it. That's all. That's the only thing that matters. It's like, I'm glad you did that. Cool. That's literally the end all be all. It should not be deeper than that. Right? More people need to do this thing. New Tyler video? Tyler Oliveira? Oh, Tyler the Creator. I was like, you can't just say Tyler. There's a lot of Tylers. So many Tylers to beef with. Listen, I don't have any more beefs. Where is Tyler Oliveira your first one? Because you said video, right? If someone's talking about like Tyler the Creator, I would assume talking about like, hey, there's a new Tyler song out, right? Or there's a new music video from Tyler out. When you say there's a new Tyler video, I would assume you're talking about like somebody who makes videos. You know? Also, I wanted to say this before I go. This is the last thing I look at.
There's no reason why to search and find new streamers. You can't.
Platinum has 17th most watched streamer last year. Comments on lack of discoverability on Twitch.
There's no reason why to search and find new streamers. You can't. You have to go on other platforms. Twitch. You should be able to do that on Twitch. Do you know how many people know about streamers but don't know what Twitch is? Majority of people that know streamers. Your average normie doesn't know what Twitch is, bro. I promise you, gang. They don't know what Twitch is. And it's like, damn, but they probably know who Kai is, though. You get what I'm saying? They know who Blackboy Max is. They know who Speed is. They know who FaZe is. They know AMP. They don't know Twitch, though. Facts. Just keeping a buck. It's true. And, yeah, bro. So hopefully they implement that. But if not, I'll do it for them. And don't let me get overly rich. As soon as I touch 100 M's, I'm starting my own platform, Twitch. Dead ass. I'm telling y'all right now. Sorry. I love y'all. I'll take a contract. Dead ass. I will. Give me some hush money, nigga. I'll shut up just like, who's a nigga who shut up? There's no reason why to search.
I mean, he's not wrong. Because they do know what Twitch is. No, they don't. No, they don't. Like, they may know, like, the name Twitch, but they don't watch Twitch. Most people who know who streamers are don't watch Twitch, chat. That's kind of the point he's making. Right? They know who Kai is. They see Kai's clips on TikTok, scrolling through YouTube. Right? They're not watching Twitch. They don't know Twitch as a platform. They're not tuning into Twitch Rivals. They're not signing up for TwitchCon. Right? The people who do that, right, are they're not the normies. They are the invested people. The normies are just like, even if they are on Twitch, right, they're watching signed out, or they're coming to Twitch for specific streamers, they're not integrated into the streaming landscape. Like, Ludwig's streamer games had a lot of viewers in it, but like, not a lot of like normie people, right? There are a lot of people who like watch Jason or watch Lacey or watch Ron or watch Cutie or watch Ludwig separately, coming together to make an event, but it's not like bringing people who don't normally get to on the platform to the platform, right? They're not pulling the TikTok streamer audience to the platform to watch this event, not normally, right? Because Twitch has a problem with like discoverability. There's a problem with branding, if you will. You know that discoverability tools have become the main hub for consumption. Yeah, they're not bringing off-platform viewers. Exactly. Twitch has no overall sense of community like YouTube is all separated. Twitch is better than YouTube when it comes to community sense. But the community sense is insular, right? YouTube has zero community sense. You know what I mean? But Twitch has at least some sense of community, but it's very insular. It feels like it's a secret club and you're not in it a little bit. Like if you talk to like the normie Kai viewer and you ask them what Keck W is, they'll have no idea. You know what I mean? If you talk to people who consume Twitch just through clips, which is most people, by the way, they don't know the difference between low W and Keck W. They don't know what emotes are, right? They don't know what subscribing means. They don't know the difference between follow and subscribing. They don't know how many ads are served. They just don't know these things, right? They watch a FaZe clip posted by Yoxix being like, oh, that's what FaZe did today. Cool. Now I'm going to go through my life and maybe I'll get another clip tomorrow. You know what I mean? There's no real browser. You type in the streamer's name you want to watch on the URL and dodges the homepage that shows you random streamers with zero algo who choose who to show you. Which is like, there's not a good answer of like how it's done. They don't know you're one sub away from 2K? Exactly. Do you think it falls ultimately on Twitch or the individual streamers to bring in off-platform viewers? I mean, that's what Max is talking about. Max is saying that streamers shouldn't need to bring in off-platform viewers. Streamers shouldn't need to like make their own Clips industrial complex to pull people to Twitch, right? Because Twitch benefits from that, which is why they haven't done it. They have to do zero work and they get all the benefits from like Yoxic bringing people to Twitch, right? But it doesn't, because it's not Twitch doing it, Twitch doesn't get credit for doing it, which means that they don't see it seen as doing or bringing discoverability tools, right? If Twitch did a better job of promotion of giving streamers tools to do that stuff, then it'll be beneficial. Manny, thank you for the 3 months. Much appreciated. Also, I missed a lot of stuff. I want to thank stuff before I have to go. Dolph, thank you for the 27 months. Noided Grips, thank you for the Prime. Squishy Doe, thank you for the gifted sub. Liv Willem, thank you for the Prime. Pew, thank you for the gifted sub. Ender Exile, thank you for the 11 months. Doofus, thank you for the 6 months. It's Mr. Murphy, thank you for the 25 months. Saxy Panda Bear, thank you for the 12 months. Also, we hit 34K followers yesterday, chat. So that's pretty cool. We're on our way to 35K. Maybe we can hit 50 by the end of the year. I was saying, when you got to see the thumbnail for Ethan's new video on Hassan, it's so funny. I think I've seen it already. I didn't show it on stream though, but I think I saw it. Oh yeah, Hassan's putting my family in danger. Also, didn't he post this on the main channel, his podcast channel? He didn't even post it on the Ethan Klein channel. Maggie Pie, thank you for the gifted sub. Hassan Piker put my family in danger. I need your help to stop this. That's so funny. I need your help to stop this. They're actually trying to get us on at this point. I don't think Ethan cares one way or another. Hassan's greatest crime was getting beat on 1v1 by Ellen today. No, he did not. I did see Maya went live to play basketball with Ellen and Hassan and didn't invite me, which honestly, fake friends. Fake friends. I just want to say that. Fake friends. Whack, that's what I'm saying. It is racism. Basketball clip. There was no travel. Hassan won. It'd be racist they did invite you to basketball. Honestly, I probably would say that too.
I'll start using my body like Hassan.
Do it.
Yeah? It's going really well. It's going really well. Jumbo! The referee, I'm blowing the whistle.
I was going between his legs. I was gonna get possession back. I was gonna go between his legs. It was gonna be awesome. Chad, then I would have taken it to the basket.
I thought if you grabbed it, you would I could pick you up with the ball. That's what I thought was going on.
Wait.
If you held on to it strong enough on the ground, I was trying to see if I could pick you up with the ball. But just, I'm dribbling on you. Yeah.
Honestly, that's an impressive feat of strength from both of them. Honestly, Maya holding onto the ball and Hassan picking her up with the ball.
Yeah.
I'll start using my body like Hassan.
Do it.
I can't believe I missed this stream. Sad. Anonymous, thank you for the gifted sub. Sean next. Wait, me next getting picked up or me next picking up Maya? you gotta describe where I am in this situation, in this scenario. Both. Yes. Bird, thank you for the 6 months. One constantly picking up the other is just by a ball they are fighting over. You think Maya could pick up Hassan by the ball? I can see it. I believe in Maya. Does anybody have the clip of Maya getting crossed up though? It's kind of funny. Oh, here it is. I found it. Bro, he pointed back at her. That's insane. That's nasty work. That's nasty work. You know what the... Ooh. That's disrespectful. That's back to Alveus. Stop. That's crazy. That needs to be legally punishable? Yeah, that's what's wild. Mine's actually good at defense, but Hassan is too tall. Yeah, I mean, like, basketball is not the best sport for the short people out there. It's not. There needs to be more streamers doing high jump. We need more streamers doing high jump. I'm telling you, I'd win. I'd win. My favorite cross up? What is this? This isn't even relevant. This is a different cross up. No, I'm done. I have to go. All right, I'm 3 minutes away from leaving. I do have to go. Short time about other strengths. Yeah. What sport are you best at? Track and field probably. That's the sport I have the most experience in. The field part though, I can throw a discus pretty far. I'm decent at sprints, but like my event is the long jump and the high jump. How's your pole vault? We didn't have pole vault, so I don't have a pole vault. How far you throw discus? Honestly, don't even remember. I think I got 3rd place, so not that far. How far and high can you jump? I think I don't remember if my high jump was it 5'11", 5'10". Maybe it wasn't that high. It was pretty good though. I got 2nd place in high jump. You ever play team sports casually? I played basketball for about 8 years. So still helpful. Yeah, I have not played it in like 7 years, 6 years, something like that. Then they could high jump over me. It's still there, Sean, let it out. I could. My meeting's at 12, but I want to get you breakfast. 1v1 Nandre in what? I'm down to 1v1 Nandre in something. Ball? Basketball? I do have to hang out with Nandre. We promised we would get lunch together, and I don't think I responded. That's on me though. So I do gotta hang out with Andre. In cooking meats. Andre versus Sean cooking battle. One v1 Mario Kart Double Dash. Cook off. I don't know about that. Text him now. I'll text him after stream. Ever he'd smoke you? I mean, that's kind of his thing. He does a lot of smoking. He's sleeping. It's like 11 a.m. It's like 11 a.m. I had to the bathroom though, and I do have to go. So I'll catch y'all later. Ooh, before I leave, well, let me check. I'll see if my thing is there. I have to use the bathroom. Before I leave, thank you all for watching. My music is now on Bandcamp or on Spotify, wherever you get your music at soon. Not Spotify, sorry, SoundCloud. This is called SoundCloud. look forward to more tracks dropping eventually at some point. The song you wrote yesterday? Yeah.
You got one with this one, Melody.
Alright. I use the bathroom. I'll be back in a second. Adios. I can probably just go. Alright.
Blood. Set my knuckles swollen, gems on me like chaos. Bitches in my section lighting all up on my radar. My circle small like it's a seance. My Uzi wasn't legal, so I pulled up with my AR. They asked me, Sean, I thought you were just new to this. That's ludicrous. Bars is written like a movie script. Oscar shit, and I know that sounds preposterous. My name will never die like I'm JoJo on my Harlem shit. Your Drax, punchlines fly above your head. Speaking on my name, 30 seconds and you're dead. Death note all up in my hands. You gotta hold your L or I'll kill you in Japan. Bossed up, solar flare, I almost lost ya. On my Mankey shit, when I go to seismic toss ya. In her mind like gossip, I eat her up like pasta. Treat her like your flow, cause they both are getting washed up. T-Pain, you can hear it when I speak like I'm Usain, the way I run through these beats, cause I'm insane. You niggas gotta retreat, the way that I'm in these streets. Call me I show speed, cause I'm T-Pain. You can hear it when I speak like I'm Usain, the way I run through these beats, cause I'm insane. You niggas gotta retreat, the way that I'm in these streets. Call me I show speed, and it's crazy. Carly Rae will call me maybe. Streamers in my phone asking me about my daily. Praying on my fall, but the fame will never change me. I'm getting co-signed by the ones that claim they hate me. Sheesh, they ask Sean, can you collaborate, please? Glad they asked, cause my numbers don't freeze. Taking breaks, I don't know what that means. Set my mind's open, Renegon in my third eye. Shinigami, look up, you gon' see me when you die. Like Chopper, I'll make you cry. I'll chop you up, samurai. Know that I'm like a demon, like Moose, and I'm looking fly. Tell them sue me, don't make me reach for the tool like Luffy. Strongest like Mr. Satan, I got chakra coursing through me. Clapping, we're switching sides, then I told him boogie woogie. Jiraiya when you die, holding down this shit like Yuki. Bankai. Written shit looks like the Grand Line. All you niggas clones, I ain't even do the hand signs. Cooking like it's my shrine, aging up like fine wine. Death will come for all, but you know that this ain't my totem. T-Pain, you can hear it when I speak like I'm Usain, the way I run through these beats, cause I'm insane. You niggas gotta retreat, the way that I run these streets. Call me I show speed, cause I'm T-Pain, you can hear it when I speak like I'm Usain, the way I run through these beats, cause I'm insane. You niggas gotta retreat, the way that I run these streets. Call me I show speed.
Yeah, that's my song, chat. Someone asked if it was on oh, what's up, Pat? On YouTube Music. It's not yet, but a song is coming out on Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube Music, and Amazon Music, and wherever you get your music from in a few days, if not today, and that is Broken Promises. This song you can be able to get on all of the streaming platforms, wherever you get your music from. Soon, I think I can actually give you something for this as well. Hold on, hold, music. Oh. Boom. It's called Broken Promises, which I'm sure a lot of you've already heard. Wait.
I said I'm gone. I'll never run away. You tossed me in the street like I'm part of the parade. Yeah, I'm gone, but I will never change. You said I was the one, then you threw it in my face. Yeah, I'm gone. I'm gone, I'm gone, I'm gone, I'm gone. Said I'm gone, yeah, I'm gone. I'm gone, I'm gone, I'm gone, I'm gone. Said I'm gone, yeah, I'm gone. Thought you would've won for me. Said I'm fine, how I am, how I'm supposed to be. I'm alive like a rotary. Got me sealed up like I'm on a notary. You said you love my poetry, but the last part up started noticing. And the time that we spent kinda cold to see. In the space between, you know what I mean. Please stay. What do you want from me? You can't get over me. What do you want me to say? My heart was open and I was just hoping that you know you're making mistakes now. Give me a chance, it's too late now. Distance is getting too great now. You want me to change, but won't say
I'm sorry, YouTube. Sorry, YouTube. Bye. Adios.